Hello everyone, welcome to Ready City Crit. I am your Dungeon Master, Harna, and joining me is a very cold group of individuals. Today is the first day of our new campaign into Rime of the Frostmaiden. Session 0, clean out the way. I think introductions can kind of happen as we go. There is nothing really to recap, but I will simply tell us while George dies, how we got here. Good, George?
Sorry,
you good
I
there?
the rest of my burrito.
The last bite, Shamble.
I swallowed the last of my burrito and a single bean just like hit me in the back of the
single
throat.
bean. Just hanging in now.
You good? I'm just gonna pause. You good? We need a minute.
I'm fine.
Now we got it. Okay. Can I continue now?
Oh, I'm
And then she chokes in the drink.
I'm sorry that my choking disturbed your Dungeons and Dragons.
Look,
Die on your own time.
I like to keep choking and dragons and dungeons. It's like a triangle system.
It's
You know?
about three.
Yeah, it's a Venn diagram
fine.
triangle. They
Yeah.
never mix. Okay. Right. Let's begin.
Exciting.
Icewind Dale has become trapped in a perpetual winter. Ferocious blizzards make the mountain pass through the spine of the world exceedingly treacherous, and this land has not felt the warmth of the sun in over 2 years. In fact, the sun no longer appears above the mountains, not even in what should be the height of summer in this frozen tundra. Darkness and bitter cold reign as king and queen. Most Dale residents blame Oral, the Frostmaiden, the god of winter's wrath. The shimmering aurora that weaves across the sky each night is said to be her doing a potent spell that keeps the sun at bay. Dale folk live in scattering settlements known as Ten Towns. The drop-off-in caravans coming from the south and travel between settlements in this never-ending winter has left everyone feeling isolated. Although each town has resolved to appease the Frostmaiden with sacrifices of one kind of another. No respite from winter's fury seems forthcoming, however. For adventurers such as yourselves, Ten Towns is a place to test one's mettle, and, in the spirit of the heroes who've come before, leave one's mark on this frigid, bitter land. We cast our eyes off the shores of Mare Duladon to the small settlement of Lonelywood, where, in the forests nearby, a small band of adventurers who, not a few days before, did not know each other, and then knew one of each, and now have come together in this brief moment. After hearing the sounds of panic and screaming, investigating out of either curiosity or the goodness of their own heart, they found a group of lumberjacks who were being attacked by a large white moose. The moose's beautiful white fur was stained dark red with blood, and its large antlers spattered with viscera. Of the lumberjacks, one sadly died. One was badly injured, and 2 of them have managed to get away unscathed altogether, after the group and the lumberjacks banded together and managed to scare off with a little bit of injury to the strange, aggressive, normally passive animal. Under recommendation of the lumberjacks, they have requested the party return back to Lonelywood. Perhaps a reward would be in order for helping save at least some of their lives. And as you trudge through the dense little bit of forest here, under your foot, the snow has still managed to work its way to the undergrowth, killing any small chance of life down there below the frozen canopy, in which the twilight in this early morning just trickles through, creating an almost eerie teal blue effect, casting over all of you. That is where we start. I hand over to you. trudge through the forest heading towards Lonelywood. This is where we start.
Silence
I just let it hang.
Yeah.
I thought you were typing something, getting something else up.
Yeah, I've also typed something else.
No, definitely. Alright,
Oh well, fellas, it looks like we're finally gonna get a little bit of some warm fire next month. It's been a hard few days, hasn't it?
I wonder why that.
Do you think it
moose
ever
was
gets
so
warm around
upset.
here?
They're not normally that upset, are they?
No, exactly. I mean, I've never seen one get so close to a human settlement like that before.
Whatever possessed that moose was unnatural. They're herbivores. It doesn't get stained by blood. Not at the mouth. You're right there. Bodger, was it? Are you holding up?
I'm alright. I'm still like warming up a bit. It's a bit cold. I think I got water in my beard, and now I just need to like scrape it out a bit so I can talk properly.
The beard is fine, but like your boots. Frostbite is a bitch.
Oh, I'm not taking these off. They're attached to my snowshoes now.
They dried? They're not wet inside?
Well,
you're
If
awfully
your
cold.
shoes
like,
are made of snow, that might be why you're getting so cold.
oh, you're going for a pun. No, I don't like them. Yeah, it'll be fine. They'll dry off from walking, right?
They won't. We should probably get.
I don't want to take them off though. Not until I'm in front of a good fire.
Yeah.
Oh, good fire would be nice by now.
Up to your feet, and we have to tear them off with the skin intact.
You know what? I'll be fine. Let's just get going. Because you said there was like a settlement or something up here.
These
Yeah,
folks
it's
are from
not
there.
far. It's just a little bit further on here, just up ahead. Maybe whatever, 20 minutes or so till we get there, I'd say.
All right.
We're very thankful if you give us a bit of food and a hot drink. Once you get there.
I'm sure that I'm sure that the speaker of the town, Nimsy Huddle, they'll be happy to help you. I just can't believe that thing got Felix. Come on, Julian. Come on, can you
sorry,
wait your leg yet? No!
It said one died, one that died, one got seriously injured, and two kind of survived.
Julian has had his leg broken quite badly.
Oh.
Seeing this, Scratch would walk up to Julian and she would cast Cure Wounds on him.
I think I fucked up making
Where
my
is the
character
person that
sheet 'cause
died?
I fairy fire 3 different times.
Are we like carrying the person that died, or just left the person back there?
They would have probably left Felix in the snow.
Fuck Felix.
Okay. I would have turned around and say, and again, I'm truly sorry for your loss there, my friend. And I'm sorry we had to leave your friend behind.
Well,
I mean,
he would have just slowed us down, and it's not like we were going to eat him when we got back to town or burn him.
yes, I mean, at least we've given him as much of a barrow as we could.
The snow will take care of that, and then whatever wolves or who knows, whatever Earl sends our way.
Also, speaking of that, why do you think that the giant moose was attacking you? I mean, it's very unusual for them to get so close to humans like this. Why do you think it triggered the attack?
Well, it's been a bit of a kind of a. We thought it was just like an old, to scare people off from going out to cut wood. The white moose has been around for a while now. But I know that the speaker wants rid of it. The speaker was definitely convinced it was real. We didn't really take it too seriously. We'd never seen it before today.
That was a pretty massive moose, I have to say. You guys are lucky we turned up just in time. Otherwise, you'd be more than Felix. You probably have joined in by now.
Might be an omen. Might be an omen. Sign of like worse things to come. Maybe.
Oh,
I hope not.
Could Scratch do a survival or a check to try and determine, for instance, what could be with the moose? If it's like a legend or.
Yeah, you can do like a.
Um,
You could do. Will you tell me what kind of check you want to make, and I'll probably change what information you get.
She would like to figure out what could possess a herbivore to try to go out like so aggressively against.
That's fine. I would like you to tell me if you want to think that's more of like a nature-based thing, or more of like pick any skill you want. Like nature, survival, whatever, arcana, anything you want. Just pick whatever you want to say.
I'll go with survival.
Survival, cool. And then I'll give you a survival relative answer based on the result. First roll of the campaign.
I got a nat 20.
Hey!
Very much a good sign. It didn't come through to.
I saw it pop up on D&D Beyond if you look at the game log.
It might be Beyond 20 needs updated after the new. No, because it works on every campaign. Don't know.
No, because I have to get it on. I'm on a new PC. I forgot to get it
on. That's fine. That's fine. You can get that on now. But yeah, with nat 20, you've encountered like moose before. They are big. Like they are quite big creatures. That one was a little bit bigger than you would traditionally expect, and the fact that it's white is strange enough. It probably suggests that it is a like an albino, perhaps. That would make sense because of its like red eyes. But yeah, you don't think there's anything too, nothing about the moose apart from its color and maybe slightly larger than normal size was, strange or startling. The fact it was
with the red eyes.
It was albino. Just said. But as it was, it was seeking. The way it behaved, it wasn't like it was backed into a corner and fighting in self-defense, which would make sense. You've seen moose, do that before. This one was almost like hunting rather than
moose.
Yeah, it was a hunting rather than simply defending itself. It wasn't like it had, been trapped and then was defending itself. It almost like it had deliberately sought out these people to attack them. Which, with your survival check, I think you would say would suggest it either had some kind of malintent or like something along those lines. But to have that, it would have to have like, proper like intelligence, like like humanoid, like at least level intelligence.
Whatever that moose was, but it was out for blood. Those eyes were that of a predator, not of prey. Or it was just out and about to kill and cause mayhem. But for that to be the case, it would have to have a mind of its own. Never heard of moose that are sentient. I think that's the word, right? For when a thing has a spirit and can talk and so sentient, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Or perhaps the moose is just trying to survive as everyone else. As everything else out in the forest.
When you look at an animal that's trying to survive, it doesn't look a feel. Trust me. I grew up in these forests. That was not an animal that was surviving. That was an animal that was hunting and enjoying it.
Maybe it was sick. Or
perhaps
possessed.
Rabies is always an option. Though I'm not sure how moose would. I don't know. I'd never seen a white moose before.
Did you know whales can get rabies? Out of character, but I found that out the other day, and it.
I mean, there are whales just off the north coast of Icewind Dale.
Okay.
Up in the sea of moving ice. There are plenty
Harry's
of whales.
rapidly adding rabid whales in now.
Plenty of whales out there.
Remind me to never get bitten by a whale then, when I'm back in the water.
We don't know what happens when they get rabies. We've never seen it. We just know they can contract it.
But yeah, after a like long trudging journey through the snow, eventually the trees begin to break away, and you begin to see the wooden structures of buildings peeking through in between the actual trunks and branches themselves up ahead. The town of Lonelywood is not a huge settlement. It probably can hold a couple of hundred people or so, you would say. And I will give you a little overview of it. So Lonely Wood, like I say, it sits right on the edge of Lake Mare Duladon and has this lovely forest that backs onto it, just behind it there. The forest is where the town kind of gets its namesake from. Lonely Wood Forest. You would say, based on the location of this place and even the small little coming and going you see as you kind of like make your way down to the town, and those of you who are from here would know that Lonely Wood is a quiet town of loggers, fishers, and scrimshanders, all scratching a living on the edge of the world. The oldest buildings and docks bear carvings of dragons, lions, goats, that pay deference to the family crest that set the city up, which featured a chimera. Probably a good half the city's able bodies probably fish the lake for trout, while most of them would spend their days actually in the forest felling and hewing trees to construct boats and buildings, and the timber here is probably sold off in other settlements as well, Tourmaline and Torgos in particular. However, those of you with a slightly more untoward half to yourself may have heard a rumor that Lonely Wood has always attracted the region's shadiest element. Thieves, cold-hearted killers. The thick forest behind it does help conceal dark and sordid dealings that transpire in there. However, it is not exactly a place where murder that happens in the streets, but the realities of survival demand that everyone here lives and works together and not dwells on the history of the past. The town symbol flies high on a flag, a green background with two narrow white triangles, one descending from the center top and one rising from the center bottom. It flies from a large big house, the Speaker's house, here as well. The lumberjacks will take you in that direction, or at least point it out to you, before they head off to one of their own houses to basically get some, healing and help. The cure wounds does definitely help, patch up, maybe break the broken bone. But they've all still been a bit roughed up a little bit. They've got injured arms and things like that, where they've crashed in the trees and things like that. They see some rest, but they kind of point you in the right direction and give you their blessing. Like, thanks so much for your help again. We do really appreciate it. I'm sure the Speaker will sort you out.
All right, thanks, and rest up.
As you, I suppose, as we approach town, Bodger will have sped up a little bit. Probably looking a little bit emotional as the first building he comes to, his hand just kind of presses against the wall, just to check that it's real. As he takes a moment to have a breath.
Right, welcome to Lonelywood. Not sure if any of you. You look as if you know your way around. She would nod to names. God damn it! What's her to Bahagor? Mostly because you look dressed for the occasion.
Yes, I've swung by this town a couple of times in the past. I'll not be fooled by all the hardworking people around here. Just stay off the shadows in here. Danger lurks in every corner.
I mean, if it was so bad, the crime, the town would not be standing. You have to stay together in this winter. Though, you should look for your pets.
I'm assuming that this town is a relatively poor town, right?
It is. It probably has a population of about 100-odd people, so it's not like it's a massive big town. So yes, it probably doesn't have
probably lumberjacks and fishermen mostly.
Yeah, it's lumberjacks, fishermen, and scrimshaders. Scrimshaders are people who carve ivory from whalebone and stuff, effectively.
Bodger, we should get you warmed up in the tavern. I'm not sure how long we will be able to stay at the Speaker's house, and I think that you need to get those clothes sorted out rather quick.
I think you might be right.
You started to the popsicle, your beard, and she would just ding her fingernail on the...
Yeah, and there's little almost dust of ice just shoots off from the end of his beard. I think it'll probably take me a few weeks to get warmed up, so maybe just take the edge off and melt my face a little. Oh, I honestly did not think I would see another turn in my life. It's been too long. But anyway, okay, alright.
Where are we going?
Come with me. I've see that flag. Usually that marks important place in the town, and
Right.
usually the only important place in the town is the speaker's house. So, come along.
I was looking at the speaker if the bee having problems. If anyone else has been having problems with this elk or the moose or whatever it is in the forest.
That thing is unnatural as it gets. So the sooner I get this sorted out, the better. I'm sure the forest will appreciate it. Also, I didn't catch her name. I know this is Bodger. I found him dead in the snow almost. But you two, who are you?
Malice. My name is Malice.
But-
Malice. How charming. Isn't that... I'm not too good in common. Isn't that usually a negative connotation? No offense. I'm not too good with people. I'm just curious.
Yes. It's hatred, I think.
I think the word for that used in response is quaint, or I heard that by the merchants. Quaint. And you would be?
You can call me Bagor.
Bahagor. A good name. Strong name.
Thank you.
Not many Dragonborn around here, though.
No. In fact, I haven't seen any in a very long time.
Well, you'll get used to it. There's a lot of room for loners and misfits in Icewind Dale. Alright, let's go to the speaker so we can go, warm up in the tavern as soon as possible.
Bodger will just look up and be like, so am I a loner or a misfit? Which one? Or am I both?
For now, you're almost a goner, but I'll see you when you fall out.
Alright, fair point.
Come on. Best to catch the man before, he... No, so he's not going anywhere. It's the middle of winter for the past 2 years. He's probably going to be reading or something. Come.
You go up and knock on the door of the speaker's house.
Yeah.
2 loud knocks ring out. Eventually you hear the shuffling of footsteps from inside, and the big heavy door swings open. And all of you, bar one, has to look down, as standing before you is a small, little halfling woman. She's got definitely hair starting to go a little bit grey, with age a little bit. She's probably well into her second century, you would imagine. Bodger, looking at her, just definitely getting on a little bit.
Not that you could ask.
She has these little half-moon spectacles that sit on the end of her little round button nose, a warm smile on her face despite the cold exterior of the town and hardship around her. And inside the house is lit with, you see the warm glow of lanterns and perhaps a fire going in another room. And there is a smell of freshly baked bread and cookies that fills the air.
Evening, speaker. May we come in? We bring news.
Of course, dear. Everyone's. Forgive me, I don't recognize you. And she adjusts her glasses. But come in out of the cold. Come. It's all right. Get in here. Get out of that cold. Come on, dude.
You have my gratitude.
She ushers you all inside. Closes the door behind you.
Is that fresh food I can smell?
Oh, yes, dear. I was just baking some of my lovely cookies. I was, and I had just had the bread out the oven there as well. The cookies will only be a few more minutes or so until they're all finished. Oh, are you hungry? Have you come far? Or
This guy almost turned into a popsicle. Found, stuck in the snow like a garden gnome.
That'll not do it all. Look at your coat's all wet. She's wiping down your back. You look. If you keep that wet on you, you're just gonna freeze. The fire's going in the front room. First door on the right. Go and make yourself comfortable. Yeah.
He runs to the fire.
Yeah.
Here's the fire and just goes.
You see her fire, there's a big log basket next to it which is piled high of freshly chopped firewood, and the logs themselves burn and crackle away. It looks like only a fresh one was put on maybe about half an hour, so it's still got a bit of a it's not gone back to that red glow yet. It's still got a bit of fire licking up the chimney itself here on the hearth. And you see there are lots of paintings and portraits kind of all around of the woman, and you see maybe little like a family style one of her, and she has looks like she's got a lot of children, and her husband as well. With her. Looks like she's got about 9 children, all of like varying ages based on the portraits around. But the one big family portrait above the like actual parapet itself shows the full family, and the ages range probably from as young as a baby all the way up to like somewhere in the what would be equivalent of mid-teens for like a human.
Is there anyone else with us in there?
I thought you were going to say that she's got a lot of children, a lot of husbands. It's like, hey, you do you.
Is there anyone else?
At the minute, as you kind of walk into the room, there is probably one young girl, probably no older than you would say in human years, about 4 years old or so. She's got like similar kind of like reddish hair that her mother probably once had before it started to go grey, tied up into like little pigtails, and she's playing with these little wooden carved toys. They appear to be like little men with little hatchets, and she's like, making them move around, and she's going up to like the legs of chairs and stuff, and like swinging them and like knocking against them and like that. And as you come in, she kind of like looks up, gives you like a curious little look, and just goes back to playing. She doesn't really seem to be too interested, or like maybe people come here fairly often.
Scratch would probably, she would take off her mask, all right, no need for this, I'm gonna freeze my nose off, and she'd walk after Bodger like calling, hey, Pane Bodger, before you walk up to the fire, you don't be too close, when you have frostbite, which you might have, it doesn't help to stick your feet right up into the fire. Keep a distance.
He's not really listening. Like, he's listening, but he's not paying attention as he's taking his boots off, putting them next to the fire. He's taking off layer after layer after layer, and it's like he looked like a bit of a stocky halfling, but it's mostly just multiple layers. And they slowly get drier and less frigid as he takes them off. Yeah. But he's just like hanging them up in front of the fire, like, I'll be all right.
Like when you see those toddlers out in the snow and they're just like added.
You heard me, Bodger?
Yeah, all right, I heard you.
Keep a distance. You'll burn your skin will be all sensitive. So,
all right, I'm just drying my clothes off. All right. It's so lovely and warm.
Indeed.
Avast you, ruddy dog! And you see 3 young halfling children barrel into the room, all armed with wooden swords, chased by one larger one, probably a couple of years older than the rest of them, who is wearing an eye patch which has been made probably of an old bit of boot leather that's like worn off and been tied a bit of string around them, and they point their wooden sword out, and they're like, yeah! It's like chase you around, running from room to room.
Her eye patch a little self-consciously.
You see one of them runs into the center hallway, pulls on a big string, and like a hatch falls down, a ladder falls down into the attic, and he like put the sword in their mouth, start climbing up, like, don't ever catch me up here! Like climbing up as well. And you see artfully dodging through Speaker Nimsy Huddle with a lovely pair of oven gloves on, a steaming tray, a baking tray in her hands as she dodges through, not burning any of her children, as she just nimbly moves through like someone who's done this 100 times before, even despite her age. And she steps into the room, and the smell of the like warm cookies fills the air, and she kind of presents them out to you, and it's like, careful now, they're hot. And you see they are literally little cookies shaped like little halflings. They're like little small little cookies. My specialty, halfling shaped cookies.
Thank you, Speaker. Much appreciated, much obliged.
Very well. Years. So what brings you to Lonelywood, if you don't mind me asking? Adventurer type, are you? Or?
Well, I think I might be dead, because this fire is lovely, and the cookies are halflings, and there's so many lovely people around here, and I might cry.
Hang on, love. I can make sure you're not dead. And she just like gently brings the baking tray like just closer and closer to your face.
He just kind of like plants his face onto the tray.
Yeah.
Just doesn't even bother with his hands.
It burns.
It's like, okay, yeah, alright. That was a bit stupid. You said to keep away from the fire, and I burnt myself on cookies.
Yes, that's gonna sting in the night.
It's fine. It's fine. Alright, I'm not dead, but I'm from quite far away. I've been stuck in the snow for a little while, so I got kind of rescued by this lot. by that one particularly. Sort of points towards Scratch. But I may owe her my life. I'm not quite sure.
Could be. Yeah, you're lucky enough I was scouting a new route. I work as a guide around here, so, you know, if you ever need somebody, if I'll be in the town, let them know.
Yeah, where is it you were coming or going then, if you don't mind me asking? If you come from far away, were you getting a caravan up here, or there's not much happens? You know, we're kind of the end of the line all the way out here. You know, we're near we're the furthest north town.
Are you a criminal or ne'er-do-well?
Are you asking Speaker Nimsy?
No, I'm asking our Bodger if he is a criminal or ne'er-do-well.
No. I used to be a sailor, but then my ship got stuck in ice and probably sank, so I don't know if I can count myself as a sailor no more.
Oh dear! If you're looking for more work, Rebel's End up on the coast of the sea moving ice. It's, you know, some ways away, to be fair, but they have boats and airships that kind of come by. It's probably a good 21 miles as the crow flies, roughly, across open terrain. There's no roads up there. You know, don't want the criminals of getting out.
Also, the matter of why we are here is we were as we were passing on our various ways to or from this town, we stumbled upon some lumberjacks from this town being attacked by a white moose, an albino one, red eyes, bloody mouth.
That bloody moose. Yeah, I know, I've heard of him. Our lockers have been terrorized by him for the last couple of weeks. The beast, I sent a group of hunters out for it about 2 weeks ago, and they looked for 4 straight days, no sign of the thing. And the second they came back to town, lo and behold, starts attacking again. And I send them out again, no moose. And the second the hunters come back and the lumberjacks go out unattended after, you know, a week of nothing, comes up again. Yeah, I'll have to send them out again. But you managed to find it, you say?
No, we stumbled upon it.
The lumberjacks managed to find it, if anything.
Well, I wouldn't be a very good
attacked,
town
so
speaker
just
if I
help
let
them.
dumb moose get the better of us.
Yeah.
I've got a little bit of money stowed away. If you fancy going out and dealing with that moose for me, you can bring back its head. I could definitely give you a good reward for it. And for helping my fellow townsfolk, I can gladly put you up in my attic if you'd like. If you need somewhere to stay here, the inn Ramshackle closed down. The Lucky Liar Tavern's still open though if you're looking for a drink, but you'd struggle to find a bed anywhere else. But I can put you up in the attic if you know where else to go as a thanks.
That's very kind of you. Thank you.
That'd be real nice. Yeah.
No problem at all, dear. Like I say, Ramshackle, the old owner, I think. Well, we're using it for lumber storage now, but the old owner took his own life a couple of years back, so no one really wanted to pick the place up since. And to be fair, it's not like business has been booming.
Oh, fair. How tragic. Yeah, that's worth tragic. It means sad, I think. I think. Ah, wonderful.
So you said this moose has been attacking you guys for the last couple of weeks. Who else has been attacked by this moose?
It's just lumberjacks who go out, and we rely on that forest. It's our livelihood, and it's how we trade up our towns and keep our fires burning. It just so bizarre. It just seems to come out of nowhere.
Is there anything in common between these attacks with the moose? Because
it's always the lumberjacks who it's attacking. The hunters go out and they don't have any issues, and obviously the fishermen don't have a say in it because it doesn't go swimming.
Do you think the elk is just trying to protect his forest?
I was about to say, but aren't your lumberjacks perhaps chopping into some trees that are a bit too rare, perhaps, or that could have tree spirits in them? They tend to get a bit touchy when they are being chopped down. Trust me.
Well, I wouldn't know anything about that, but I know that Lonelywood's been here an awful long time, and the moose has only just shown up very recently. So even as long as 10 towns existed, we've been here.
And where could we find perhaps some of the loggers so we could?
Most of them tend to have a drink down the Lucky Liar. If you were looking for information and things like that, but I mean, Like the hunter, after hearing about this never attack, I'll get the hunters back out right away again, you know. And if they get the moose first, the reward, I've already promised them the same reward, so the reward will be there. There's 100 gold pieces for the head.
Do you think perhaps the lumberjacks are maybe cutting too deep into the forest?
I
And
wouldn't
that's
imagine
why-
so. We don't want to cut the whole forest down because then we no forest left, and then the wind chill will be terrible for the town. And it's already bad enough. We replant the trees we cut down nearby. We take the reforestation just as seriously as anything. The trees aren't exactly super common out here, so we don't by any means. We if anything, we've made the forest bigger since we got here.
And how many people have died because of this creature?
It depends really. If you count all the attacks, there's been about 7 deaths or so in the last 3 weeks.
Wow.
Have they always been in the same place in the forest, or have you tried sending the lumberjacks
Oh no,
other places?
well, that's what we thought. We thought at first it was just the north of the forest, and then we started, cutting further south and hoped that the moose would just eventually go on his way and leave us alone. But then it came down all the way to the south. So then we sent patrols up to the north and even over across the frozen river to the northwest to the smaller copses of trees where we're starting to plant. We didn't really want to start cutting them down. They're not quite big enough. We thought maybe they'd be fine. But the moose turned up there as well.
And what's the reward for if we do manage to find this moose? And
If you can bring me its head, and it's definitely the white moose, the bloody white moose, I can give you 100 gold pieces for the head. That's what I promised the hunters.
But the moose had strange eyes, had a cunning in them. Mooses aren't usually cunning; they're kind of docile.
Well,
That one
I
was
can
different.
certainly say it's murdering folk, so, a murderer's bounty. 100 gold pieces is nothing to be snuffed at.
And what if it's like something supernatural? Like, if it's...
God's above,
Like
I
I
hope
thought,
it isn't.
Well, I know, but the first thing I thought when I saw it was like it was an omen. But then it's doing the murdering, so maybe it's an omen of itself. But then I thought, well, what if it doesn't have a head when we get it? I don't know.
maybe there's a head.
How about this? We'll do what we can and see what happens.
Oh, of course,
Why not?
that's all we can ask. If you get out there and see if you can find it. The woods are, you say the woods might be haunted. There is the White Lady out there, they say, but that will be the only ghost I've heard of out there in the woods.
Well, always is what? Can I do some kind of history check or something? Because obviously from the area.
I could also do one.
Being a sailor, would I potentially know it from superstition, from the stories that get told? Because I wouldn't know anything about
Maybe
local custom.
I would say you could make a history
But
with
those
disadvantage.
Can I do survival instead?
Another
It's
nat 20
definitely
then.
not a survival issue. Ghost stories are not a
nature. Okay, fuck
survival
out history.
or nature. They are
11.
supernatural, and they are.
11.
You're talking
What
about
about
stories.
Arcana?
I would
11.
say Scratch would be the only person who's heard of it based on that role. Scratch, the White Lady, you would know is rumored to be the spectral remnant of a female elf warrior who was banished long ago from a town from Lonelywood for a selfish evil act. The act is always changes in every single story. Sometimes it's that she killed her husband to get his money. Other times it's that she let her sister die, taking her place when we're in like an area she should have done. Like she basically let her volunteer instead of her and things like that. Basically, it always recurs as a selfish evil action. Like she puts someone else in harm's way for her own benefit. But yeah, she's always told this elven warrior, it's this spectral remnant, and she like howls out across the like the night sky sometimes every now and again, and people who like see her claim that they're attacked by a woman with ragged clothing who shoots phantom arrows that whiz through the branches and don't even hit anything and things like that.
Oh, sounds like a banshee to me.
Biła pani. The White Lady, I thought she was just a ghost story.
You know, we had some Ghostbusters a few years back, because they got rid of her. But then maybe a month later or so, there she was again. Stories started popping up. She's very much real, I can assure you. But that would be the only, if you're saying we got a ghost moose now as well to go with the spectral lady, at that point we could start a tourist attraction.
I mean, the moose was white, and it was, his behavior is very unusual.
But based on what he's done, he's definitely very physical, based on at least what the lumberjacks
and
felt.
very intelligent.
Well, I would probably be dealing with the moose one way or another, so I'm more than happy to try and beat the hunters to it. You folks in? I could always use a hunting party for the time. Bit of it.
If this thing about this white lady comes out to be somehow true and linked to this white moose, then I don't think your hunters will be able to deal with this creature. Or whatever is in there.
In the past, but indeed, if she can be above my capabilities, I'm more than happy for the company. It's also good to have somebody on the hunt with you, in case you freeze to death, starve. Anything can happen.
If we want to go and search for this white moose, where would you recommend us to start? Someone to speak with?
Probably wherever the lumberjacks are.
I was about to say.
Maybe back where you encountered it, that is the last known location. Maybe try to find its prints or something you could follow.
Injured. We could probably follow a blood trail.
Perhaps, yes.
Even in that forest, the snowfall does fall quite quickly.
It's like nightfall now. What
It's
kind
like
of
daytime? It's like still
daytime, but it's still dim light.
Yeah,
it's still like dim light, but it is dim
It
light.
will never not
Always.
be dim light. It'll never be bright light here. At least not until.
And thought Barovia was bad.
It was.
Barovia also never had bright light. Barovia was the same.
I love it here. I can see.
But at least it wasn't
so
cold.
Well.
Alright.
And you can see colors as well, because it's like a full-on color, isn't it? Can you?
Right. I propose this then. We get ourselves to the tavern, or to get ourselves a drink to warm up, see the lumberjacks, and after that get some proper rest, because I'm knackered, he's still half frozen. Not sure about you two, but it's probably the best that we go on the hunt once we're at full strength. So stay right here at Attic, and then I would say the moose seemed rather intelligent, so I'm not sure if we go with the lumberjacks per se, that's a good word. If we go with them, if it won't, detect us and not attack because we drove it off last time.
Well, if the moose, if the hunt, you'll have a hard time finding lumberjacks agree to go out once the word gets around the moose is back. The last time you heard about it, no one went out for a week. That's why I'm so keen to get rid of this thing.
And could we perhaps borrow some axes to play the part of lumberjacks?
I can't say I've got any spare here, but I'm sure you can ask on the boys down at the inn, at the tavern.
I'll do my best. I'm not too good with people, and last time I asked somebody for an axe, they took it quite literally. Make sure not to a scar on her neck like here.
Probably just lost in translation, maybe. But anyway, I'm all right. I've got down to like my bottom 4 layers, and I'm fairly dry, at least. And this fire's been lovely at warming me up. And that tray warmed my face up quite nicely. And you'll see he's got like a steady drip, drip, drip of water as his various layers of his beard and hair are slowly thawing out. It's like I reckon I'd be good to go out. Especially. Is it a tavern you mentioned we're going to? I reckon I'd be up for that. Yeah. And these are drying out nicely too. And he starts putting on his drier outer layers.
As I said, I'd suggest we go to the tavern, chat a bit, because it's been ages since I got to hunt with somebody, so might as well make all the use of it. And then we can rest up and head out tomorrow. Sounds good?
What sort of time of day is it at the moment? Damn.
It's like early morning, so like you guys encountered the lumberjacks at like dawn, and it's probably now like coming across like 8 in the morning or so. Like,
scratch that. But if we
nice.
Yes. we can go to the tavern, warm up, ask around, maybe get somebody to lend us an axe. Not borrow us an axe, that's the wrong word. Lend us the axe. And afterwards we can, maybe in the afternoon, try and head out. But we can't stay out too long, because I can, I'm used to the cold weather. I'm not sure how fond you would be of staying in the dark and cold and hunting.
I don't mind the cold, it's the dark. Oh, sorry. No, I don't mind the dark. It's the cold that messes me up. But I've had quite a bit of that. But all right. Yeah, no, I reckon we'd be good. And let's face it, right? Firstly, if there's any lumberjacks who are, letting their axes go rusty because they're not going out to work, they're probably going to jump at the chance to lend us some. And secondly, anyone who's in a tavern at this time of day is going to have lots of opinions on things. So I reckon we'll go and have a chat, and I reckon we'll be all right.
Oh, fair enough. All right, let's. I'm good to go. I just need to finagle my mask back on, and I'll be as good as new. How about you all others want to stay here for a bit? If you wouldn't mind, Miss Speaker, Miss Master, Mistress, not sure what to call
Just
you.
call me Nimsy, dear. You don't need to worry about titles and things with me. I'm not a woman of, military rank or anything like that.
Sorry, last time I called the speaker by his name, he didn't appreciate it.
I could probably guess who that was.
Well, his reputation precedes him.
Who's it?
I don't know. I was harsh. I'm not sure.
Tell me later, all right? Yeah. So we don't get overheard, all right? Yeah, and in Bodger at this point is probably finished getting most of his layers on, and then gets his relatively waterproof. So I'm just gonna leave them there, if that's all right. Points to 4 pieces of cloth that are just sodden.
Underwear.
And
it's too wet.
And do you
just hanging by the fire?
Do you by any chance have any other boots I could wear?
Oh,
just for the day.
You know what? It's not often I get someone who might fit in my old husband's boots. Hang on. She goes.
You know what? It's not often I get a chance to ask that question.
She goes into out of the room, and she go. You hear the stairs creak as she goes down a little downstairs, a lower half of the house. It's a half floor down. And after a little bit of time, she comes out with these lovely pair of very well loved dark brown boots. They are, despite their age, they're still very well cared for. It doesn't look like they've been freshly oiled or polished in a while. But they're not cracked or anything like that at the toe. They're not gonna let water in or anything like that. They're clearly, whenever they were in use, they clearly were well looked after. No, I don't know. I might have some boot polish here somewhere. They've not been worn in some time.
Oh no, don't worry about them not looking their absolute best. They look pretty sturdy, well loved, aging well. Many things in this house, I probably say.
Oh, stop it, you! And she gives you a little light tap on the shoulder. Just try him on, and she she puts them down for you.
And he still can't quite feel his feet, but he does his best to jam.
Yeah.
Jam his foot in.
Roll me a D12.
Oh, good. It's a 12.
It's a bit of a squeeze. It's a little bit tight for you. A little bit. It's
luckily your toes are still numb, so you can just jam them right in.
The good news is the leather
I'll notice
is quite
when I get the feelings.
Yeah, the leather's quite well worn, so they do have a bit of give. But yeah, it's definitely not as pleasant as a boot perfectly fit for your size.
You know what? It'll do for now. I'll leave mine drying, and I'll get these back to you as soon as I can.
You know what they say about a man with big feet?
Trips over a lot.
I was going to say big shoes, but that's sure.
Probably a bit of both.
I imagine so. Well, good luck. I hope you find the moose, and I'll see you here tonight. Anyway, I'll get a few I'll get some things up in the attic for you, so you can sleep on something semi-comfortable. But if you have any bedrolls or anything like that, it might be worth bringing them with you when you come back.
Aye, thanks, Nimsy.
Right, so good luck,
Sure
Rose.
thing.
Thank you.
No, for a hearty drink and some good fashioned. No, fashioned. No, that's the wrong word. Good natured, I think. Good natured banter.
I think whatever we do, must do pretty quickly in case we want to try to track the beast. We don't lose the tracks for the snow.
First, we need Bodger's coats to dry, because if they don't, he'll freeze halfway to the moose.
Oh no, don't worry about it. Those are like superficial layers. I've got enough on here in my outer coat that I'll be alright for like a day.
Alright. In that case, I would still suggest we I would say we should borrow an axe, you know? The moose seems smart.
Let's go to the tavern. Not that I'm just keen to get to the tavern, but it's been a fucking while. Right, let's get to the tavern. See if there's any outer lumberjacks there. Get their axe. Maybe see what else we can borrow.
Drink. I'm thirsty.
Oh, go on then. Alright. You twisted my arm.
You seem very keen to get.
Let's go.
You should.
Let's go.
It
Alright.
seems the last time you seen a tavern was when you were 60 years younger and at least 2 inches shorter.
Certainly feels like it. It wasn't actually that long, but it was a while.
And also, it's good to get to know your companions before going on a hunt, especially those who stay silent and menacing. Anyhow, let's go.
Oh, don't let that get to you. It's a drow. It's a drow thing. Don't worry about it. Hope you don't mind, Malice.
You're from here, Scratch, yes?
Hi. I'm from here. I'm a guide, Scratch.
How will I go down in a tavern?
How you will go down a tavern? What would Scratch know about a drow in Icewind Dale?
Sounds like maybe that's gonna be. I would say Scratch. That's probably a. I'm gonna call it like a charisma check for you, because that's like socializing and like knowing how people like band. It sounds like you know how people in social circles are on. That sounds like a social check. Yeah, sure.
Is this like a halfling village, or is it like a mix of humans and halflings and everything?
It is primarily human.
Or many humans.
Yeah,
okay.
To be honest, and this is kind of same with a lot of 10 towns. Anyone you see in the streets, they're all like bundled up, big coats, scarf wrapped around their face. Like you can probably only just about see their eyes like poking out. Big gloves, heavy boots, like ushering from place to place.
Kind of see what they are.
No one's standing around fucking waiting for something to happen. Everyone's going somewhere at the right side. No one's like lingering around, but like most people are like humanoid humans. Like Nimsy being a halfling might be a rarity. All 4 lumberjacks you encountered earlier were all human, for instance. With a 14 Scratch, you've not met a drow before, and you've definitely not seen one in a tavern. Some people get weird about people they don't know or things they're not really familiar with. But you're not like super like aware. The only thing that like might sway you one way or the other is there was a few years back, some time ago, a certain drow about 150 years ago did
Dritz. He's talking about Dritz.
Yeah, certain drow did come to Icewind Dale and did many good things, and was pretty well revered. But yeah, you're not quite sure if the short-lived humans would know much about the acts of Dritz Durden, or how it would affect
Scratch, short-lived human.
Yeah. Isn't it drow that has like a tiger, like a panther with him? What's his name?
Yeah.
Is that him?
Yes, that is Dritz Durden, yes.
Oh, okay.
She would
Fucking
look
cool.
up and down.
Coolest fucking drow ever.
You know, to be honest, the last of your kind that I have heard of being here was 150 years ago. So, Malice, Zlovest, to be honest, you are strange in this land, and people tend to be distrusting of strangers. So you are on the same footing as, I would say, a large part of travelers here. So maybe some strange looks, but nothing out of the ordinary.
As long as it's not torches and pitchforks, I can handle it.
So the slashness, the strangeness, you'll be good. Maybe you'll catch some eyes, but what can be done? I'm sure that you can convince. Here especially, character is a large part of what holds these people and this village together. So as long as you don't do any shady shit, you should be good. Show them that you are here to help, or at least not cause nuisance, and they'll appreciate it. Mind your business, and don't steal anybody's ale. They really don't like that.
I wasn't planning on it.
Ah, Squilla, wonderful. All right, let's go. I really need a drink.
And just
don't worry,
because
Malice.
it's fun, I'm gonna let everyone make a free little history check.
History check. Check.
Bonzos.
20. No, fuck one.
You tried to steal Malice's from you. Malice, you have heard of Dritz Durden. One way or another, the famous
drow. Hearing about good drow.
Whether or not that is, passed down in teachings as a example of what not to do, or maybe passed down as an example of what to do, we'll leave up to the rest to find out. But whenever Dritz Durden came to Lonelywood, he had acquaintances with Brunor Battlehammer and a halfling known as Regis. And you were fortunate enough to see a book with paintings and depictions of it. The depictions of Regis bear an awful resemblance to the late speaker's husband. Late speakers, as she has alluded, he is no longer around, but whether or not he is elsewhere or is to be found out.
All right, come along. Before we freeze in the spot on the spot, in the place. Freeze in the spot or freeze the place. Let's just go before we freeze.
Yeah. Margot turned to Malice and is gonna go. Don't worry, Malice. We're not the only unusual race around here.
That is...
If anything happens, you have my back. And my axe.
The axe is the thing I would hope for.
You have an axe? Why should we borrow one? We have a fucking axe with us.
Yes, can you see my back? It's a fucking massive fucking axe.
It's
been here the whole time.
Axe. It's like a
yeah.
You're not meant to chop wood with them.
Meant to chop heads.
Maybe let's try and get a woodcutter one, just in case the moose is, the smart one.
The moose
I wouldn't
has
want to damage
strong
my
opinions on axes.
That's terribly inefficient.
Are you trying to cut down a tree with a battle axe right now?
I don't want to damage my battle axe with chopping trees, so...
It's all the secret I got there. How much do they cost?
From what? From my axe?
Yeah.
Don't know, it was a gift.
Ah, a gift. Those are the best. And she would lead them to the tavern.
Yep.
Oh, actually, no, we don't see my axe because my axe is a summoning weapon. So, it's a packed weapon.
I mean, you summon the axe if you want,
Yeah, it's kind of made of ice, like a. And
how you do that? You pull the air together, or?
Well, I'm gonna be absolutely honest with you. I'm not sure how these powers came to be, but it seems like I have them now.
It's alright, I got some of those. It happens. You go through some shit and you come out weirder the other side.
I bet they do.
I think people here call that puberty.
Oh no, that was many years ago, my friend. wasn't that.
I never understood the concept. I'm not sure. I wasn't brought up with it. Anyhow, let's go.
Alice took one of the halfling cookies from the woman, but hasn't eaten it. She's just awkwardly holding it, like, still. Just carrying it with her.
It's okay, you can eat it. It's not like going to be offensive or anything. It's because you're not actually eating a halfling. It's not like, representative of anything.
I met a guy who once ate a halfling. An interesting fellow. Try to eat me too, actually.
Is that some sort of joke or not?
That's a horrible thing to say. He's right here.
When you get stuck in an ice cave and haven't eaten anything for months, and some halfling, I'm not sure what he was. I think a forager stumbled upon the cave. He got what he got, and then went mad, and then I had to axe him, literally.
I suppose when you're desperate, anything goes.
His bones make good ornaments, though. Strong bones.
Can we not talk about eating? Can we go now?
Yeah, of course. The thing.
Okay, let's go.
Bodger gets his stuff together, pulls his coat up around him and leaves.
I go to the tray, grab up like a cookie, like. And I have one. I'll walk off.
Yep. You will head out of the speaker's house. You kind of follow her directions. You head down towards the lake edge itself, and then go to the right, following it along. You pass a little shop, which it's like facing the docks. In the windows, you see there is lots of needles and knives and arrays of shapes and sizes, bottles of ink in a rainbow of colors, and waxes used to seal engraving when they're done. There are also beautiful display pieces of scrimshander of whalebone, like all in the window and just all on display, and you can see the shop beyond as well. As you kind of walk on past, eventually you see a couple of houses down, a couple of buildings beyond. There is the Lucky Liar, not spelt like the instrument, spelt like someone who lies. You see, it is a fairly, quaint little building, a couple of stories tall, of wooden exterior, just kind of all over. You see warm light from the inside, and the audible, little hubbub and bubbub, despite the early hour, as well.
Looks lively. Alright, is there a free table?
You head at the door, swing it open. Everyone kind of looks towards you, and there's definitely that little moment of you just walked into the local in a small town, as everyone kind of takes you in. It looks like you've walked in on the middle of the breakfast rush. There are lots of people here with big plates of a variety of food in front of them. A lot of fish dishes. All served,
fish for breakfast, you.
Breakfast style, yep.
You.
Many smoked herrings, some knucklehead trout as well.
Could Scratch see if there's anybody, seeing as she moves between the tent houses, a guide a lot and a wanderer, would there be anybody she maybe recognize?
You can make a little perception check if you spot anybody.
10.
10. You would recognize the barkeep, Danae Zotel. She's got this raven hair, very pale skinned woman. She's been here for as long, a good couple of years, as long as you've been coming to Lonelywood, probably. She's probably not crazily old, probably only about coming up on her early 40s. She's definitely she wouldn't be considered in the prime of her youth, and she'd be going out to do something. She's clearly settled down, has got a tavern, is happy enough where she is, but she never seems to look like she's fully happy here despite that fact. You think she probably wants to be somewhere else.
Then could we get 4 drinks, 1 for myself and 3 for my companions?
Can do if you're paying.
Of course we'll be paying.
Fine.
What we got today? Or this time of year?
You looking drinks or food?
I'll be getting just a drink. Anybody else gonna be getting food?
What you serving? Just, I'm detecting fish, which is fine. Like, is it fresh? Like
Fish stout.
real fresh?
Yeah, comes from the lake just out there. We're literally facing it. You can't really get much fresher.
Good enough. Yeah, I'll have just whatever, something small, but yeah, that and a drink.
Sure. Got a really good knucklehead ceviche if you like.
Sure, why not? Whatever that is.
Alrighty. Anyone else? Anything? Just ale looking, or I've got a good stout from Luskin.
I'll get the stout.
Luskin stout.
I'll have the stout too.
Stouts?
Just turn
Okay,
out
make it
alright.
3.
3 stouts.
Plus,
Got it.
Me also.
4 stouts all day and 1 ceviche.
Cool. We'll grab a table and be over there. If that's alright.
Of course. Do you want to pay now or pay at the end?
I'll pay now. How much?
For the stouts, they're gold each, and the ceviche is 5 silver.
Gold each.
Also,
What is this made of?
also, could you point out some lumberjacks? We have some questions we need to ask one of them.
Aye, the boys are in the corner there having their breakfast. She points over to the table.
Right.
He is about me like
Fine.
10 of them are on like a big long table almost, like we're like talking and going back and forth. They've got like big hatchets propped up at the side.
Great. Splendid. Thanks.
Do you say a gold? For, like a whole gold for the fish?
No, the 5 silver for the fish.
Alright.
The stout each is 1 gold. That's
Alright.
The ale's cheaper, but the stout's imported.
I think I'll pass on the stout, to be fair.
Fair enough.
I'll get one. Reminds me of home.
I'm gonna have one as well.
Cheers. That's what's being said, right? When you clink drinks. Cheers.
She produces. Are you still having the stout, Malice?
I also have stouts.
Sure. So 3 stouts, and then are you getting anything, Bahadur or Bangor?
I will have a hot drink, please. Very large cup
Tea?
of coffee.
Hot stout.
Coffee?
Hot stout.
Coffee. The bitter the better.
I've got
Yeah.
something similar. Let's see what I can turn up from the old store cupboard. And she goes off. She charges you 3 silver pieces for this strange dark brown liquid that she presents to you.
Oh no. I smell it.
Smells quite like herbal.
I mean, if it's hot, if it's warm. Okay, I'll take it.
All right. Let's take a seat. Rest our legs.
The
you
Luskin
know.
stouts are served in these big mugs, big like frothy head, and it's whenever you like swirl it around, it's almost like thick in the mug. It's like almost like a meal in itself.
You know, who needs bread when you have this thing? People.
The knucklehead ceviche comes out as well. It is a quite a generous plate, just because of the price. Stacked quite high. It appears to be very, very thin cuts of the fish fillet itself, which has been layered all over each other and has been drizzled heavily in some kind of vinegar, which has kind of cured the actual meat itself. The vinegar has been strained off primarily, it looks like, so it is mainly just focusing on the fish itself. And there is a little light, like dusting of salt and some pepper as well over the top, but nothing too crazy, you know.
We're not getting crazy in here.
Nothing too luxurious.
Malice will take a large gulp of her stout, and you will get to watch her face of someone who has never had stout before, just like...
Kind of coats everything on the way down, but it's almost like treacle. Really
Wow.
thick.
Good.
She swallows
Good.
about 4 times and then just
Can
places
almost
it
eat
back
with a spoon,
down.
pretty much. Can almost eat with a spoon.
Oh,
It's good.
So I know why Bodger is here. You know, for I don't know why he's here, but I know he's
Stuck for options, to be honest.
Fair enough. But Slovius, Malice, what are you doing here? And also you, Bahagor, is it? Drak.
Yes,
How
Bahagor,
you come
correct.
to be here? Well, I usually know locals, at least some of them. I thought I would have heard of a dragonborn around these parts.
Yes, I haven't seen one of my kind in a few years, to be fair. Well, I used to have a job as a bodyguard, similar as yours, really, to a merchant that used to trade between the 10 towns, and then his caravan got trapped in the snow, and we kind of lost ways, and then he got attacked by wolves. I fought off the wolves. He didn't make it. And then because of the storm, I got trapped in the woods. And somehow I managed to survive. Someone, I can't remember exactly what it was, found me on the brink of death and helped me. But when I woke up, that person wasn't there anymore. And then I was just wandering the woods, and then until I found you folks.
Perhaps the spirit of nature came down to save you. She occasionally does
Perhaps.
that.
I did took my friend away, so...
You know, there has to be a balance. The nature gives, and the nature takes it away. Przyroda do that. And how about you, Malice, Slovius? What brings you here to these parts?
I was sent to help.
Help?
I'm not sure help who or what with. But Mother said I was supposed to help, and so I'm here to help.
Well, a good daughter. I'm sure you'll find somebody to help. There's always somebody in need in Icewind Dale. How are you enjoying your stouts?
It tastes like a meal.
It does taste like a meal. It's a Did you know, right, that there's enough nutrients in here to keep a pregnant woman going?
What?
Like there's the problem, like, you know, the alcohol, but it's everything you need in here, and it's great. It tastes like a meal.
No, it's usually when I come back from a hunt or from a hike, all I need is a good stout to put me back in shape. You know.
The last time I had one of these was in Luskan itself, and this is.
You big Luskan.
I travel around. And yeah, this tastes even better now. Granted, it's been a while. I'll give you that. It's maybe not as fresh, but it's good.
It's a meal. But to what we are also here to get, any ideas how to get the secure, the hatchet from one of the lumbermen? I'm not too good with people. You're fine. You are pleasant to talk to, but I tend to not pick up, or talking is sometimes interesting.
Or maybe we could just buy one from the hardware store.
Also, but a pint of ale costs 1 gold. How much do you think an axe will?
I mean, but surely they must make their own tools in here. They don't import them from Luskan today.
I don't
Or maybe
know.
we could just ask that person over there. And I go over. I'm going to go and ask him. So I said, so excuse me, sir.
What, do you go to the table of the lumberjacks, or you go to just a random guy?
I go to the table of the lumberjacks.
Yep. You just pick one out.
Just a random dude,
So, yeah.
any dude.
Are you right? Yeah. What's
Just
going
got a
on?
question.
Can I help you?
Yes, you guys are, lumberjacks around here, right? Because I can see you've got pretty nice axe over there.
Yeah, would be.
Okay, where do you get your axe from in here?
Well, my axe is my father's axe.
Is there anywhere around here you can get axe like yours, or any lumberjack axes? Basically, we need lumberjack gear.
We don't really have, a mine or a blacksmith here. A lot of that stuff we go to Targos for. That's next town down the road.
Okay. Is there a lumberjack clan or anything of sorts in this town? Or anyone that is like the head of the lumberjacks? Anyone that puts you guys together and they issue the jobs for people?
No, we kind of just come to like a mutual understanding. Across the way. Why? You looking for some? You might find the next trading caravan that comes up the road might be able to help you.
Okay.
They sometimes bring things from the town over, and you can buy things from them.
How much are they? How much would they cost? You reckon?
Depends who you buy them from. We're just looking for like a general axe.
Okay, my friends. I'm gonna. So this is the deal.
5 gold.
5 gold. So we've heard he have some problems with this white moose in the area.
Yeah.
Correct. So me and my colleagues over there.
Philip's seen it. Points the.
You've seen it.
Oh yeah, I saw that moose. Big
Okay.
fucker.
Okay, tell me more.
You see, I was out with 2 of the guys. We were up on the north side over the river, in the thinner forest, the new one. And we were cutting down just a few smaller trees to bring back, just so we didn't go home empty-handed. And yeah, it just came out of nowhere. Like we were looking out, listening. Windy, bit of a start of a snowfall coming on, so it wasn't easy to see. Just came out of nowhere. It gored Jeremy straight away. Clean through.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was savage. Sounded
How
like
many-
2 dogs fighting each other.
How many of your companions you've lost that day? On the day of the attack?
That day, we just lost him. Me and the other guy, Fave, we managed to get out.
Did you say how many of you? Said was it 12 of you? How many of you?
3
Oh, 3.
of us. So,
He's not good at numbers.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Sometimes my comment comes and goes. Apologies. So 3 of you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for your loss, my friend. So what we want to do is we've spoken to your speaker, and we were planning to, to help you solve your problem. Perhaps try to track down this beast, or maybe lure the beast to us. And from what I understood is every time the hunters go out to look for the beast, they can never find it. But when the lumberjacks go into the woods, it seems the beast finds them. So what we wanted to do is to pretend our group is like you people, like lumberjacks, as if the beast comes to us, and that's one of the strikes. So we would need perhaps some axes, some lumberjack accents, and we'd like to know if you could acquire some. Maybe you have some you can bore us for this mission, for this quest. And then you can
Sorry,
return
but
after.
The lumberjack's dog has stolen something and he must run after it.
Lumberjack stares contemplatively at you.
Where Judo got an entire tub of Vaseline from.
Wow! Just say
Came in
something.
from like the bathroom, which is a whole tub of Vaseline.
I'm really glad you got that
To
from
get-
her before she ate it,
I know.
otherwise that would have been really unpleasant.
That would not be
She,
good.
she,
coming
she's
out of the
giving you a
upper end.
present.
I don't want it. I do not want the gift. But yeah, he's like, we could maybe look at that. Make me a persuasion check, please, Bahagor.
Cool, 22.
22. He goes like, eyes you up and down, like looks at the rest of your group, takes the axe from his this prop at the bottom of the chair, looks at it.
I'll tell you what, my friend. Just to make it time a little bit better, I'll buy. How many of them in the table?
There's 10 at the table.
Oh fuck.
He really isn't good
Okay.
with numbers.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I was gonna say something about no.
Look, When you get the bastard, just bring it back to me. And he hands it out. And not like I'm going out there with that thing fucking around anyway.
No worries. As soon as we get the beast done with, I'll bring it right back to you. We need another 3.
He looks around. Boys, anyone else feel like just staying and drinking instead of going out and getting mauled by a moose?
Anyone that, I'll tell you all, folks, anyone that lends the axe, I'll buy you that very expensive stout from the bar over there. How does that sound?
They look at each other. Make me a final persuasion check with advantage.
Ooh, 11. Is that advantage?
11.
Yes, it is.
Roll me a d10.
Is that for advantage? Is that right? Yeah, it is. Yeah.
'cause you rolled an
I
8.
did 10. I did 10. Yeah.
A d10, yeah.
Pew. 2.
2 more of the lumberjacks offer up their axes on a loner.
Alright.
Short one
Okay.
axe, but not an unreasonable one. You also still have your battle axe.
Okay.
Does anybody have
Well-
any hand axes that I can see? A size appropriate
Your
axe.
group or the lumberjack axes are
Uh,
too big for you, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But a hand axe would be about the right size.
Did you get chop some twigs? Okay, I'll much appreciate it, my friends.
A hand axe, not too much.
No, I don't have one. No.
Probably not.
No.
It's fine. I'll be there as moral lumberjack support.
Okay, my friends. Thank you very much. This is very kind of you. We shall return your axes once the job is complete. And then I grab the axes, put them on my shoulder.
Yep.
And go back to the table. And just put it on the table. Boom! There you go. I managed to find us some axes.
Ah, good.
They're all massive. What am I going to do? Does anyone have like a hand axe or like? I mean, I've got a spear. I could maybe attach a dagger to that to make it look like an axe.
I got a sickle.
Sickle.
Yeah, she would pull out the sickle like a
I
crescent.
mean, I suppose I can use a sickle, you know. Maybe we can lend it to him and then we can have the axe.
Here you
Maybe if they're like really skinny, thin, wavy,
Maybe-
like grassy trees,
Yeah.
it'd be all right. Yeah, all right.
Maybe just to clear the way for us. I don't know. I mean, it's better than no axe, I suppose.
go.
I'll be fine.
It will be grand. Come on. Let's finish up the drink and head out before it gets, any colder.
Hey, mate, I'm not rushing this. I'm in. Oh, no, never mind. I'm all out and I can't really afford another one. All right, yep, good to go. The sooner we get out, the sooner we can come back.
Indeed.
So anyone who has warmed their spirits with the expensive imported Luskan Ale feels a little bit more prepared for the day, and you all can gain a heroic inspiration dice.
Oh.
Yay.
Even if I
Is
really
this-
didn't enjoy it.
And this is the heroic inspiration is where you can choose to give yourself advantage or neutralize disadvantage on a roll before you roll it, right?
A heroic inspiration dice, you can expend it to re-roll any die immediately after rolling it, and you must use the rules. So before I declare the
Gotcha.
result. So if you roll a
Cool.
1, you're like, I'm using inspiration on that, but it has
Like
to
we
be
used
before
to.
it's declared. And
I
if
mean,
you
if
gain
I
an
roll
additional,
a one, that'd be bad.
if you gain an
Yeah.
additional one, you already have it, you can just give it to someone else.
Cool.
So there are multiple ways to gain more heroic inspiration that I've put into the campaign, just tucked away and hidden them. But
Nice.
yeah, if you have already got it, you don't lose it at the end of the session. And if you already have it, you can, if you acquire another one by some means, you can just give it to another player.
So it's just people that have the stout. Or all of us.
Only people who had the stout, who paid the premium for the fantasy stout.
Fuck, I didn't. So, not me. But I got the axes though, and I paid for fucking 3 extra ones.
Well done.
Okay, so there you go. I have
Unfortunately,
the
the
heroic
clause in this tavern to get her information was to drink the stout on the first visit, which some people did.
No,
We've
fuck,
got heroic
throw them
inspiration, but you're the real hero. Anyway, all right.
But yeah, what do you guys want to do now? It's probably like coming up on like, let's call it like a nice around 10 a.m. like roughly. You know, the light in the sky is still only dimly lit. It's almost like twilight, like almost like here. Like it's never bright and sunny.
How long did it take us to walk from where the lumberjacks were to the town? What's
Probably
the
about
distance?
half an hour.
So not that far then. It's okay. Just okay. Just
I reckon we head back to where we were.
yeah.
As you guys are like also just finishing up your drinks in the tavern, you kind of like hear like there's a little bit of like gossip kind of going off as well. There is news of a series of like recent killings. But yeah, and there's definitely an aura of like maybe worry. Like before, the conversation was definitely more like, you know, worried about the moose and worried about if someone would return to the deal. But now, after one particular person like, you know, do you hear another one died? Where? Oh, in the past month it was at the halfling trapper up in East Haven, the shipbuilder in Targos, and 3 days ago a glass brower in Bryn Shander. Each one was found with that same dagger of ice for the heart. And they all like, you know, start mumbling and going back and forth with each other.
Just saying, we know someone who can summon icy weapons.
Right.
If you guys
Don't
were
look at
interested
me.
at all in that before you go, just let me know.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go up to maybe to the barkeep and say, "Excuse me, is it Mr. Miss? Is it female?"
It's a woman.
So, excuse me, Miss Barkeep. What's all this commotion about killings around 10 towns?
Been
Been overhearing for.
Just the latest gossip, but there's been a couple of murders in the last month. If you want to know more about it, there's she like nods to the corner, and there's a dwarven woman there, kind of like sitting apart from that little gossiping group. She's got a nasty scar across her nose, and she's been smoking her pipe. Now you clocked her. I feel like she's been watching you guys as you came in, but like you kind of caught the attention of a lot of people when you came through the door. You're not exactly a local. Feature.
Okay, so I'm gonna say she might know something. Okay.
She came in
That's
asking
my
questions
hands.
before about it, so.
Interesting. Okay. Let me see what she's got to say. Can I put my hands on the map?
Yeah.
And I walk towards her. So like, excuse me, miss. I need to take a seat here.
Hey, go ahead.
And actually, I say that in Dwarvish actually, because I speak Dwarvish.
And she replies in Dwarvish in kind. You see, she is unarmored, but she has a battle axe on her back and a hand axe on her belt.
Hand axe. We need one.
It's like, oh, there's a nice. And then I started like do some chit chat, you know, like some chit chat. Yeah, it's like, oh, there's a nice fine axe you have there.
Thank you. It's
Seems
not for
like-
sale.
Seems like you're well prepared for. You're better prepared than most people in this town here. Are you from here?
No. I'm doing a little bit of sniffing around, so.
Sniffing around. Is this something to do with this killings that's going on?
Hey.
By the way, I'm still just talking to dwarves, so just in case someone.
Have you put away your icy battle axe when you came in here, or did you keep it out when you summoned it?
No, I'll put it away.
Okay.
I don't have it with me unless if I find something. And then it's like, yeah. So I'll ask her. So is it to do with this killings going on around?
You know, no one else is going to be looking into it, so I suppose someone's got to.
I don't know. It kind of caught my attention a little bit. So can you tell me more about these killings? All I've heard is something to do. Have you told me about his ice daggers? What she did, right? The barkeep.
The like guys gossiping mentioned the ice daggers. You heard them, yeah.
And I've heard something about some ice daggers or something.
Right, look. If you're really interested, I've got one good and only suspect right now. A man goes by the name of Sethic Caltro.
Sethic Caltro.
He works for a small traveling merchant company called Torgs. It's owned and operated by a shady dwarf named Torga Icevein. In other words, Sethik gets around. He's charming, makes friends easy. He's also Torga's bodyguard, so I'm guessing he's decent with a blade. His victims come only from the 3 towns that sacrifice people to the Frostmaiden on the nights of the new moon. Because, that's what fucking passes as civilized behaviour in these parts. But I'm wondering
Sacrifices,
if maybe the victims... Hey, I'm wondering if maybe the victims found a way to keep their names out of the draw somehow. And Sethik found out they were cheating it. So he killed them. Maybe. Just maybe. I feel like he's doing her work, But I followed Torg around for 10 days, moving town to town. It's got quite the wee devious little enterprise, but that's not really my concern. Just what struck me was just how comfortable Sethik looked in the cold. No coat, no scarf, no gloves. Looked like the cold couldn't touch him, Kiss of the Frostmaiden, indeed, I'd say. But if you could apprehend him for me, pay 100 gold to apprehend him, ascertain his guilt, and deal with him. Preferably without involving the authorities. The job's done. Come back here and I'll get your money for you.
It's interesting. And where did Second find him again? What was the place to be able to find him?
He's travelling around. Bryn Shander, East Haven, and Targos are the ones that normally do the sacrifices. They kind of travel all over. But just the Torgs moves around a lot. I don't know if he's got the support of Torga or what, but I try to isolate him, deal with him quietly, But they could be anywhere. I followed them to here and I lingered behind. I think they've got the twigged on that I was following them. So they left about 3 days ago. Could be anywhere really by now.
Okay, well, I will keep an eye out, so then, if anything, we'll see if we can deal with them. Or perhaps maybe just give a hint where he is, so you can do the deed yourself.
If you do the deed yourself, I'll make sure you get paid in full. If you leave me to do the dirty work, then there'll be a much less finder's fee.
Okay, no problem. Okay, thanks for this information. Does Bargor feels anything or any? Because after you said about the sacrifice and stuff, does anything come to his head at all? No.
Yeah, you would definitely have that. The draws and stuff. There's definitely something there that reminds you of those lotteries that they were effectively to see who would be a sacrifice in those towns in particular. Definitely kind of flashes up with you. I would say you have some memory of that.
And he said he was in Tagos, right? But Tagos was one of the towns he was.
East Haven, Targoth, and Bryn Shander, they're the ones who the murders have happened in. But like I say, he gets around. They go through all the 10 towns, but the murders only happen in
those. It could be anywhere.
So the connection I can see is that it's the ones who should be making the sacrifice. And maybe they're being a bit, playing their cards right, or putting the wrong person on the line, maybe sacrificing the wrong person. I think she says that, Bahador, you kind of feel like a little weird migraine almost at the come on instead of a migraine.
Thank you. I think I'm gonna make a move now. I think I will definitely want to cross paths with this person.
I'm lying low here for a while. Like I say, I think they knew that I was following them, so maybe they weren't doing what they, couldn't catch him in the act and get him alone, So maybe you'll have more
Fair
luck.
enough. Okay. I'll let you know. Thank you. And yeah, I'll stand up, nod my head, and then I'll go back and join the group. And then I'll probably just I'll brief them roughly on the way about what she's told me.
Mm.
About the potential rewards and find this person.
Barbaric. Honestly.
Well, it seems like we've got a bit of a handful in the style already. We've only been here for not even a day.
Must be plenty happening around here.
Yeah. But this Sethik, how did this dwarf person says it's my response for this murders. I think this is something we definitely should look into as well.
Mm.
Anyway, let's finish up this moose first, and then we'll see.
Yeah, what's the proverb? Let's burn that bridge when you cross over it, I think. Because you first cross over the bridge, not burn it before you get to it, right? I don't know.
Fair enough.
Okay, and you guys gonna start heading out towards the forest?
Give an axe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll give an axes to people, or whoever wants to take them.
So you
I'll
guys-
keep one, I suppose.
The axes effectively function mechanically as hand axes because they're not like super, well versed for combat. But the problem is they lack the thrown and light property. They just do 1d6 slashing damage.
What we'll do as well is on the way there, I would have cast False Life on myself.
Sure.
Because on my vacations, so I get temper hit points. Yay! Just in case.
Cool. As we walk, Scratch would use a first level spell slot to cast Find Familiar.
Okay. Do you have the bowl of incense and stuff? I don't know if that even is a thing in this
I'll
version.
double check because it should be a feature.
Or using your druid version?
Is it a druid thing?
She can do it by material components.
Yes. Is it you're casting as a first level, or using a wild shape?
It uses a spell slot.
Oh, nice. Yeah, cool.
Cool.
Yeah,
She'll summon a large Arctic owl. Like, if she'll extend her hand, and it will form out of green wisps of magic.
Perfect. Yeah, and this fey spirit takes the form of a lovely owl.
Nice. Alright, she would send her up and fly ahead, be our eyes in the sky.
Ooh.
And she would instruct her to circle them in large circles within 100 feet and to be on the lookout for white moose.
Sure. Yeah, she does that. Flies.
Do you want the stats of the owl, or are you good?
I got the old stats.
Cool.
As a point of order, is it quite a clear sky, and that's part of the reason why it's so cold, or is it often cloudy and?
It is it is always
Like
very-
London. Always grey.
Yeah,
It's
it's very grey. It is like howling wind, bitter cold, snow drifts, as the kind of general atmosphere. But as for the actual sky itself, I will double check how the exact description is, but I'm pretty sure it is overcast.
Not
probably.
necessary for right now.
Yeah.
Like, we can come back to it just because of my navigator's tools, that's all. Cool. There's no sort of prep or anything that I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, are you guys just heading out into the
Yeah, going back to where we met the lumberjacks.
Can we check for tracks or signs of stuff moving? Because I mentioned that there's fairly steady snowfall, so any tracks, whether it's the moose or not, should give us an indication that something's going on.
Yes, you can look for that as well. If you want to make me, it takes about an hour to do some good searching if you're looking for tracks. But it'll make you a
Perception, survival.
it'll be a survival check.
16.
16. So it is not necessarily overcast, just that the sun never rises.
Cool.
It's like in the daytime, it's just like a rime, like a twilight.
Mm-hmm.
And a 16. You do find a set of tracks after about an hour searching. If you would like to roll me d6, you find what appear to be moose tracks.
1.
1. You follow the tracks for 1d4 hours. Roll me 1d4.
4, of course.
After 3 hours of searching for tracks and 2 hours of following them, I need you to roll me a d20.
Okay.
Just
11.
A regular fucking move.
An 11. Okay.
Bottom of the house, top of the house, right in the middle.
As you are following these tracks, you see the tracks continue on, and they keep going round and like going back on themselves and following along. And you're kind of heading somewhat to the northeast as you're kind of traveling here. And as you travel along, you feel the space around you seems to get a little bit colder. What's your marching order?
I'd be up front because I'm the one that's searching for
Oh,
tracks
actually,
at the moment. So, you next to me, or
I'll be next to you.
we'd probably two at 2x2, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
I'll probably watch the rear, so I'll be behind you guys.
And then Malice at the back with Bahago. Cool.
And I have my shield and a sword. Ice sword.
Scratch appears to be walking without any weapons drawn. She's just walking casually.
Perfect. And I need everyone's dexterity scores, please.
Oh no, I've read this bit of the player's handbook.
Oh, Dexter.
All of a cliff, aren't we?
Dexterity.
18.
18. Perfect.
Is it like the total?
Your total
Oh.
ability score, yeah.
Oh, 13.
On a completely unrelated note, this is how 2024 rules do initiative.
Right.
Yeah,
Isn't that
13.
fun?
You don't roll for initiative anymore.
Yeah, just set.
Fast is fast. Fast is fast.
Makes sense in a way.
Yeah.
So sorry, I was quiet. I was reading up on my combat features. I could swear that as a druid of the moon class, I could add my wisdom modifier instead of my strength when using. But no, you just use the base stats with the animal. Mm-hmm.
Find the moose.
The moose.
Bodger, you kind of leading the group here. You see crossing the path ahead of you what looks like someone maybe in pain. They like stumble almost like across the from side to side, from left to right, in between the trees, like collides with a tree, like leans up against it and like slips around it, like sluices around it. They don't seem to be anywhere you're there.
I'll sort of signal to the others to stop and then point in that direction. And then probably just with a whisper be like, there's somebody up there. Looks like they might have been hurt.
Alright.
Or drunk.
I would presume
Is it just one? Is it
Regions.
just one? Sorry.
Looks like it.
Could we help
Alright,
them?
Probably.
Okay, well, let's go help them.
It's not a moose.
For now, Scratch.
I'm gonna call out to him like, hello, stranger. Hello. Are you all right?
You call out to them. Are you like moving towards them, or are you like holding your ground? They're probably about 30 foot ahead of you.
Probably hold our ground for now, just to not show that we're kind of being too oppressive, but also staying within range
don't
of them.
freak them out.
I've got a very bad feeling about this.
As you call them out, you look towards the tree that they stumble behind. And you see a face come through the tree. Hair like white, thick beads of rope falls over the face.
Oh shit! It's the
It
white
comes out of the
lady.
tree.
Comes through the trunk. You see she
Okay, we've got a bad feeling about this too.
floats over the
There's the
snow
sound
itself.
of dogs fighting.
Well, somewhere in the distance, wolves are fighting. But as she comes through, you see she has like a longbow that she's almost using as like a walking stick. As she it's the only thing that along that like almost drags through the snow. And as she like stops and stares, she just like points her hand towards you, lifts the bow up, and an arrow just materializes, and she just draws her finger back, and the thread of the gossamer string bends, and the bow arcs, and you hear it like crack and creak as it echoes like a tree tested by the wind.
Okay.
I will let
So I
you have
think
an
we might
action,
be
Bodger, but She
fighting.
didn't do it. They didn't do anything. She's revealed herself.
Super. I'm going to try to strike first.
Sure.
So I have 40 foot of movement. So I'm going to go round, sort of round the back of her.
Yep. She's about 30 foot away from you, so you can move to about her 10 o'clock if you were at her 6 o'clock before.
Yeah, super. And I'm going to let's see. Very rarely even played monks in 5e, never mind with all this.
Punch the ghost.
I'm going to get my spear. In fact, no, I'm going to get daggers out. It's mathematic. So I'm going to get a dagger out and attempt to kind of stab her, shank her in the kidneys, if you like.
So you like close the distance, get behind her, and then
Close the distance, give a little feint one way, go around the other, and then try to... Yeah.
go for it. Make an attack. 20 hits. Roll damage. 5. The dagger is not magical, is it?
No.
It's not as effective as you would hope, as it does kind of pull and tear at her form. It does just pass through, and you feel your hand chilled even colder. It's cold as it is out here. Something about the undeath. It's extra freezing.
Cool. That's nice. I'm also, as a bonus action, going to make an unarmed strike. I'm going to kick at one of her legs. Let's just deliver shit. So unarmed strike.
Hits.
24 to hit.
Damage. In number, yeah, again, much like the
5.
dagger, it like passes through almost, and like doesn't quite have the strike or potency that you would hope it would. And you see she just turns her full body to face you.
Because I'm a sailor, I got the Tavern Brawler feat.
Yeah.
And I'm going to... In fact, it's within 30 feet of the rest of the party, so I'm not going to move her, because I think I'll have used all my movement to get to there. So no, I won't do any pushing or any nonsense like that.
Yeah, if you were trying to get like up behind her, like yeah, you would have used you can't be at her 12 o'clock because the tree trunk is there, but you can be at her like 10, 11 o'clock basically because you're not restricted by the tree.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll yeah, that'll be the end of my turn.
Perfect.
So good.
Righty. Next up, Scratch.
Okay, so I'll quickly reread something. And it okay.
Actually,
Cool,
also
that
Malice,
makes-
you and Scratch are the same, so you can pick who wants to go next. First. Just in case anyone had any preference.
So she will see this goes to that. She will call out to it in Elvish. She'll say, "Ghost of the Pale Lady, what do you seek?" And see if it replies. Not as an action, just to see.
Okay, if you want to try to like make contact with this thing, it is going to like if you want to try to influence it all, that it would be an action to try to influence it. But if you're just calling out to it to see what information you get, it will have a chance to respond in like on its turn.
Cool. She'll call out to it, and then she will raise her hand, and bounding out from the forest behind the White Lady, a spiritual wolf will come running as she casts Summon Beast.
Perfect.
Nice.
When does the summon beast take its turn? Does it just join initiative, or does it act?
Right after me.
Perfect. A wolf.
So So she positions it, and then she will start running towards the ghost, and she will leap into the air mid-run and shift into a brown bear using one of her wild shapes.
You take the form of this huge, big, brown grizzly bear as you begin running towards this spectral woman with a bow.
And she will stop right in front of him, blocking him off from Malice and from Bahagor. So ideally, it's like her in the front, her wolf in the back, and Bodger somewhere on that side.
All right.
And that will be her turn, after which her beast takes its turn. And I'm just trying to double check, because the beast stats doesn't have an attack bonus. It has it has a strength +4, and then it adds my spell modifier, so that would be a +8 to hit, but I'm trying to figure that's not too much for a second level spell.
Is it conjure animals, or is it conjure...
No, it's a summon beast. Second level spell. And she would summon it in the land form, which gives it extra hit points and pack tactics.
Melee attack roll bonus equals your spell's attack modifier.
So is that so? That's a. Do I add the strength to it, or is it just?
No, it equals your spell attack modifier.
In
And
that
then
case, it'll be a plus.
It's 1d4 plus 1d8 plus 4 plus the spell's level and piercing damage.
Cool. In that case, it will attack for 1d20 plus 4. I'll just roll it in the channel.
Yeah, or just roll a spell attack.
Can we do that?
Yeah, you should be able to. If you go to the spell casting page,
Just a generic spell attack.
Yeah.
Click the +6 +7 matter.
Oh yeah, yeah. There we go. Yeah, and it will be at advantage from pack tactics.
Cool, yeah, because Bodger's there.
I'll roll twice because D&D Beyond doesn't want to give me the shift advantage. So I'll be at 24.
Right-click, I think, as well, or shit. What was he worked out?
No.
Was it right-click or was it like shift-click or something?
It was shift, but it looks like the shift isn't working. That's what he said.
Yeah, sorry. Ignore. Oh, now it does. Cool. So the 24 was the original attack.
24, cool. 24 definitely hits the white lady.
And it will be after that 1d8 plus 4. I'll just double check the damage. It should be.
It is piercing damage.
Oh, it's piercing. Cool. In that case, I will just do it in chat. So do d8. That's
Attacks,
5.
unfortunately, are not magical.
5 piercing.
5 piercing, but it's also plus the spell's level and piercing damage, so it should be 7, right?
Sorry, I'm just plus the spell's level, so it's 7.
7 damage, nice. It does a little bit, nicks away, but yeah, not maybe quite as effective as you thought. You see, she listens to you call out to her, and then suddenly she's being beset by this wolf after being beset by Bulger. She looks to her left and looks to her right, and she looks at this bear that is squaring up, and she doesn't even have any fear in her eyes. And then she just replies in Elvish, trade places.
I don't speak Elvish, so I haven't heard what she said.
I understood that, and I did not like it one bit.
Malice.
Is she within 30 foot of me?
She is, yep.
Then I would like to use my channel divinity and try to turn undead.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
What save does she have to make?
I hope she's dead. 14 con.
14 Constitution saving throw. A 9.
Wait, no, it's wisdom, not con. I read the wrong thing.
That would be an 11.
Oh, then she still fails. Then she is frightened and incapacitated for a minute.
He's immune to the frightened condition.
Then she's just incapacitated. And for that duration, tries to move as far away from me as she can.
Hang on, she's incapacitated?
It says It has the frightened and incapacitated conditions for 1 minute, and for that duration, it tries to move as far from you as it can on its turns.
I need to see if incapacitated has changed what it did before.
Just no actions and reactions in it.
Yes,
You can still
movement was
move.
Fine. Yeah, cool.
This effect ends early if the creature takes damage, if I'm incapacitated, or if I'm dead.
Yep.
Perfect.
Oh shit! So if you take damage,
Yeah, turn and dead ends. It's good against big, like, hordes of undead. So you can pick them off, but
yeah.
also
Alrighty.
good against a powerful undead that's about to take its turn.
Yeah. Well, she'd been readying an action since before Scratch's turn.
Oh.
Bahador.
Okay. Bahagor is gonna charge her.
Okay. Yeah, you close the distance.
Yeah. But I think can she take any saving throws for this for the undead thing?
Well, she seems to be unmoving. She's like almost like she's not frightened, but she's like she can't move. Like looks like she's like
Yeah.
unable to like focus. She can't keep her focus. She looks she looks like she's like almost sluggish in her reactions right now.
Okay, I'm gonna attack her. Fuck it, I'm gonna attack her. And my long sword is my packed weapon, and I'm gonna choose radiant damage because I can choose between 3.
Very nice. Yeah, good shot.
So radiant damage, and I'm also gonna use booming blade.
Cool. Yeah, because she's
On
about
that
to
one,
run away.
so-
Good shot.
Yeah. So okay, let's see how that goes. Attack, long sword, go, pew.
Gotta
13.
grab a drink, nobody get murdered by a ghost.
Oh, is she incapacitated? Do I get advantage? No.
No. Not
Does a 13 hit?
A 13 on a Banshee will hit an AC of 12.
Okay, and then damage is a single hand, so 7. 7 radiant damage.
7 radiant damage, yep. But you watch the glow as the glowing axe, the glowing sword, sorry, as it passes through. It almost like forces her to take corporeal form briefly as it impacts, and she lets out this horrible like yell of pain.
And because I have a skill as well that called the sap on the longsword. So if you hit a creature with a longsword, that creature has disadvantage on its next attack roll before the start of my next turn. So she gets the head's advantage on her next attack.
Perfect.
That explosion, fucking radiant light.
Big wash rate of damage. You seem to shake her out of this like glowing, like as the holy symbol from Malice kind of behind you is like, you know, being offered up. You see she's like beginning to like it's like almost like messing with her. As you hit her, she seems to snap out of it, and as she does so, she looks at you all within 30 foot of her, and she lets out this horrible wail. I need everyone to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Big
What's
fuck,
the
I'm fucking...
constitution of a brown bear?
George specifically
15.
said, don't die to the ghost while they're
15.
gone.
15. Noted.
Is this to avoid or end the frightened condition?
I will tell you in 1 second.
Thank you.
Just double check.
Nope, it is not to avoid the frightened condition.
I will use my heroic inspiration to... do I want to blow my load so soon on that?
Up to you.
Fuck it. The number of characters that'll die while still having heroic
Constitution saving
inspiration.
throw. It's gonna be
I
something to do with
also
cold.
roll.
It's gonna be
22.
paralyzing. We're fucking
There we
paralyzed.
go.
Scream.
Use my inspiration.
I need you to roll a con save, please, Malice. As the Banshee has let out a wail.
Oh, different kind of
It's gonna
whale.
be-
Maybe it's got rabies.
No!
It's gonna be fucking freezing
Grab it,
effect.
Banshee.
The Banshee's whale has rabies.
Oh.
The Banshee's
Con-
wail has
con
rabies.
save?
A con save, please, yes.
Roll high.
Banshee's AIDS.
19.
Okay.
Nice.
Wow, that was the worst fucking roll for damage ever. So everyone who rolled above a 13, you take 9 psychic damage. Everyone rolled below a 13, your hit points are 0.
I think we're all okay, are we?
Scratch rolled a 12.
Oh,
No,
fuck.
I rerolled.
Did you use your heroic as well?
Oh, you did, yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
What about the wolf?
Oh,
Yeah,
also-
Wolf also would roll, because as long as it's not a construct or undead. Also, your oil is probably fairly close. But
Yeah.
you're either flying up. They're pretty flying high.
The owl is flying up, but
Yeah, it's flying away.
35 feet in the air, right?
Exactly 35 feet.
That,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
owl saw this shit going down and was like, I'm just gonna head a little higher, okay?
Alright, so I'll roll d20 plus 3. Yeah, the wolf's dead.
Yeah, the wolves. When it reduces to 0, it just proofs out of existence. Yeah, it
The wolf
disappears.
died.
Yeah. So yeah, the wolf,
Rest in
as the whale impacts, it only takes out the wolf. What a relief for you all. Bodger on
Sentence.
top of the round.
Okay, I'm not a fan of this. But there's not a lot else that I can do.
You're not special for not being a fan of getting murdered by a banshee.
Yeah, listen, I can have qualities just because I happen to share them with the majority of other people. Whatever. So I am going to smack with a dagger and then flurry of blows, I think. Yeah.
Punch a ghost.
Bop, bop, bop. So dagger.
It hits.
Nice. Good damage.
Not quite as like you
Oh, yeah.
as big as you'd like it, but still good.
I hovered over the thing that shows the damage and I was like, what the hell is the algebraic mess? But it's because I reroll ones. And then flurry of blows. I'm going to use a focus point. Unarmed strike.
Unfortunately, that will just miss. She
11 missed.
dodges out of the way.
And again,
Hits.
7.
7. Very good. Yeah, she's definitely starting to look a little bit like her form is beginning to like flicker in and out of full incorporealness.
I'm just kicking her legs
Yep.
because I can't reach her face. And
Bend down so I can punch you in the face.
Scrappy Doo style. Yeah, that'll be it.
Up next, we have Banshee, who now she's been putting all within her reach. Is going to take her turn as normal, not ready in action. She is going to use Horrifying Visage. She looks at you with her horrible look and gaze. Something about the presence of this undead woman just strikes you all to the core. I need everyone to make me a wisdom saving throw within 60 foot.
Is this against the avoid or
This is against fear.
frightened?
Yes, indeed.
Wisdom?
Wonderful.
Wisdom.
Oh shit! Oh, that was con. Wisdom's an extra +1. I don't know what I rolled.
You're the 7, 6 would be 8
Oh,
myself.
that's not good. That's not good at all.
So, Malice and Bahagor, you are both immune to this horrifying visage for the next 24 hours, but Bodger and Scratch, something about this, like,
I've seen
sad
worse.
sight.
Bless you.
She chills you to your core, and you are both frightened. Okay, Scratch. The scared Scratch.
Cool. Frightened condition means I run away. And do I get to use actions or no?
It just means you cannot move willingly closer to the source of your fear. You do not have to run away.
Okay.
And you also suffer disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of your fear is within your line of sight.
Right. In that case, she will cast a spell in her wild shape form because moon druids be like that.
Sure, go for it.
She's gonna cast. Just double check the spell. She's gonna cast Moonbeam. So she's gonna cast
Nice.
Moonbeam.
Very nice.
5-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder centered on the Banshee.
Now Shadi stays there and takes the movie, or she runs away and gets the fucking thunder damage.
And so it has to make a con save.
It will indeed. 12!
She'll take 2d10 radiant.
Beautiful.
Take the full thing as well.
16.
Very nice. Yep, definitely looking like her form's in the struggle to hold up.
And that's gonna be everything.
Perfect. Malice.
I'm going to try and guiding bolt her.
Sure thing, Malice. Over. What was that
Hits,
to hit?
nice.
12,
Fuck, 21 damage,
12 hits
boom.
for 21 radiant damage. We had 20 hit points left. The guiding bolt connects with her form, and as she burns with this like glowing bright light like the sun for only a moment before the form whoosh, just turns into nothingness.
Sorry, just glowing bright like the sun. Ah.
Yeah, that is you guys out of initiative. The Banshee has been dealt with.
Was there like anything left where she was? Like
Nope,
any?
you can't loot
Any
the
material?
ghost.
Ghost.
Stop trying to loot the ghost.
No loot for ghost, sorry.
Oh,
No
loot the ghost!
No ghost loot.
It's a pile of ectoplasm.
You see the bear that is now scratched sniff at the place where the banshee used to be, and then she's gonna turn to the party and speak in common. Well,
I love
I
the
guess-
druids can speak now.
I guess the young lady was not a ghost story.
Well,
She was what? She wasn't
it
a
was
ghost.
a
What?
story about a ghost.
Well, indeed.
So,
Ah,
do you reckon she was the moose as well, or she was maybe controlling the moose?
No. She weren't a moose, but she was what some people might call a ghost. But she wasn't a ghost, but she was.
well,
She was
Well,
a
she
banshee.
definitely
She's
wasn't
an
a
elf
moose.
ghost.
I would stay around just to be sure. Anybody want to ride? I'll be stuck I'll be like this for another hour and a half or so.
So that means we're not gonna get any reward now, because we can't bring the head of the moose.
Well,
What?
perhaps-
I don't think that was a
The
moose.
ghost wasn't the moose.
Did you see
Well,
fucking
it was
antlers on
looking
that
nothing
thing?
like-
Maybe
moose.
the ghost was transforming into the moose. Like,
but we don't know that, you know. But
Okay.
I'll stay and have a look.
okay, well let's. Okay,
You don't need to be the ideas person if you've not got any ideas. It's all right.
Are you
Alright,
okay? Did you hit your head fighting the ghost?
I'll
Or
just
moose?
maybe she was possessed. Anyway, let's just carry on. It's fine.
I think an antler clipped him around the ear. Anyway, I didn't have much luck finding the moose. I thought I found something, but it was not the moose.
The moose tracks
unless you-
continue on from here. It looks like it was more just a time factor that perhaps presented this encounter.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Let's move
I
on
could
before
try
the-
tracking it. I know a little bit about tracking, mostly through the Underdark, but this place is pretty dark and spooky too.
Sure,
I
why
will.
not?
I will recast Faust Life, by the way.
Also, Veras, I can help you out.
Right, yeah, Bear, do you have any, like,
Bear.
special sniffing abilities
That's a very good question. Let me consult my inner beast.
or something? You know what, it's so weird seeing you talk, because, like, I've met druids in the past, and up until, like, maybe a couple of months ago at most, you couldn't talk.
Maybe they just
It's
didn't like
amazing.
you very much and didn't want to talk to you.
She doesn't have any special senses, but I can try sniffing
A
at the
brown
ground.
bear? A
Maybe
brown bear
that.
does it not have keen smell?
Nope,
Wait,
his snoofer's all blocked
A
up.
brown bear definitely has keen smell.
Yeah, but druids don't
Yeah.
have, like, special things anymore, do they?
But not? Oh, shit.
You just have,
Doesn't
like,
that
the
benefit from
beast
special
forms
senses?
or something.
I have the brown bear pulled up from the D&D free rules for 2024, and it doesn't have keen smell.
Huh.
Maybe they removed it in the new monster manual, but that's not come out yet, so I don't have it.
Like, yeah, in the new D&D 24, the D&D free rules 2024, brown bears don't have keen smell.
Fuck's my player's hand.
Shame.
Oh,
It won't be in the
God.
player's handbook, it might be in the free rules, though, which is like the...
Could scratch.
Can I make
the,
a survival to see if I can track the moose?
Yeah,
As
you
well.
can either continue. The brown bear is in the new player's handbook as well at the back, and yes, it doesn't have any special stats. It just has a +3 to perception now.
Boo.
Where the old brown bear.
It doesn't matter, because mental stats you retain your own when you're wild shaped,
Yeah.
typically. I don't know if that's changed in 24 rules.
Think so.
You get to keep your mental stats and proficiency and stuff like
I'm
that.
glad you get to keep your mental stats because my druid had a strike of like only rolling good medicine checks when she was a rat. When she was her normal self, she wasn't very good, but every time I was a rat and I rolled a medicine check, it rolled really well. Dr. Rat.
I think they've just given the brown bear proficiency in perception instead of the advantage. It looks like.
Also, can I also do a survival check, please?
So one person needs to lead the group. If one person has advantage on survival, you can give the other person the help action, if you'd like. You also can choose for free to follow the tracks that the Bodger already found and see where they end up, or you can simply stop following them. But they do continue onward from here. You didn't get to the end of the line.
Or maybe we can check
carry
how
on.
recent they are.
Did anyone badly hurt, by the way? No.
No,
got hurt. No, just.
How about we follow the tracks and see if they lead us to the moose, and if not, we can have a look around again.
Yep,
You know,
so you
tracks
follow
and-
these tracks, and then you can always search for more at the end of the line.
Yep.
Butcher, care for a ride?
sorry, what was that? Am I alright?
Care for a ride?
Oh, I'm alright actually. I'm pretty nimble on my feet, so, and these shoes, I can't even feel whether my toes are in any pain, so that's going to be a good sign, right?
And
Halflings are now 30 feet movement now, isn't it? And then they.
But yeah, I mean, that
they're the same.
Plus monk stuff.
Oh. It's like 40, fucking hell.
Yeah, you follow along, and the snow, even the snowshoes and stuff, is still fairly slow moving to get to making much progress. But yeah, you travel for another 2 hours after meeting the White Lady, and eventually you catch up to the thing leaving these moose tracks behind. You aren't moving stealthily because no one said you are.
how long would it take?
From the Banshee, a total searching time from searching and then following the tracks. You're going to be in the forest for 5 hours now as you come to as you find what's making these tracks.
Scratch is no longer barrel shaped.
Yeah, the bear will force you would drop after you get to the end of the tracks. It's 2 hours after the Banshee encounter. But you see a regular old brown moose has made these tracks, not a white one.
Well, it is a moose.
But not the most we want.
Well,
I mean, can you. I mean, I can turn into animals. Can you speak to animals?
can
you communicate with them?
Actually. And she's gonna walk up to the moose and she's gonna cast Speak with Animals.
What are you doing? Get away from me, man. I don't want none of this.
Alright.
Get away from me.
Hear me out here, moose.
Oh,
We are
you
looking
won't,
around-
man.
Did we find the moose?
We
You found
one
a moose, a
and-
brown moose.
Oh.
Alright, if you listen and tell me what I want, you get food, understood?
Good food with food talking.
Great. I'm looking for a white moose like you, but white with red eyes. Where can I find it?
Hold on a sec. I just gotta Google if meese be colorblind.
Surely they can tell shade difference.
Yeah, they can tell shades.
Moose
A
are
little bit dark.
colorblind. We mainly see the world in a spectrum of varying gray.
Well, the lightest grey you got.
How gray is this moose?
Very.
Not at all. It's very
Not
light
gray at
gray.
all. That sounds like a very like the ground. Like the ground
Like
is gray.
Yeah.
the ground,
Yeah.
like the snow.
Malice will point to her white hair.
Oh yeah.
Because-
Nah, I don't see
because
the
big
moose,
moose.
that color except for dead moose. Moose bones.
You haven't seen one?
Nope.
Very well. Have a nice day.
You know what I mean?
Where my
Inside the
food?
moose, the moose is lying.
And
Can I give
she
the
would say-
moose my my cookie that I'm still holding?
Yeah, he'll take it. Like nibble, like slobbers in your fingers.
cool, she would. Wait, how long does Speak with Animals last? She would keep it on and listen to the shoot. Are there any other animals around?
Just shoot the shit with the moose.
You can make a perception check if you want to look for another animal.
22.
22, scanning around. There's an odd, maybe like squirrel in the trees, or
Hey.
maybe the odd like reindeer you see here running off in the distance, but they move quick.
Right, in that case, could she use her... she'd still have her owls Sova circling up. Could she try and see if it can, spot from the top any moose, any white moose?
Sure. Yeah, you can have them make a perception check if you want to see if they can search for any meese within in a good radius of you.
I wonder, if I look through the eyes of the owl, can I use my own perception?
Yeah, if you stop and take it out, yeah.
Yeah. You see Scratch's eyes glaze over with green as she connects with her owl, and she tries to see it from the bird's eye view.
Sure, make a perception check.
20.
20. There is no moose nearby.
She
Not
would-
within like a
would
couple
snap-
hundred feet.
She would snap back to reality. I had to look through a Sova up there, and she can't see no moose either. So I guess we are back to tracking.
Well, remember that they said the moose seems to attack the lumberjack, so maybe if we're pretending to be chopping some trees.
I would agree. Let's go cut down one. We can, use it for firewood later.
Okay.
Or, hear me
Okay,
out.
I think this one will do, I suppose. I grab my axe, the hen axe.
Wait a minute. Let's find a good place for camp first. We can use it for firewood and settle down for the night if need be.
Are we going to be camping out here, you reckon?
You never know, but if you're cutting down a tree, I'd rather use it for firewood in case.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Do you
Okay.
want to look for tracks and then while looking for those tracks try to find a suitable camp in addition, or do you want to just look for a place to make good camp?
She would go for just place to make a good camp and lure it with the axe.
Okay.
So, or like, I'm not
Right,
sure
then
what
make
other
me a
part
survival
of it.
check to see if you can find anywhere decent to camp.
Or like if the others would prefer the other way around, of course we can. I'm just saying, let's crash it.
Good with that.
Survival?
Yep. It's also like 2 p.m. So it's like for 3 p.m. So it's coming up in the afternoon.
No. Further than that, 20 this session.
And roll me a d6.
3.
And roll me a
D what?
d4.
Wow.
You start searching for somewhere good. Really looking around, trying to find somewhere good shelter and things like that. Using your oil, looking around. Trudge through a little bit longer as you move along. Roll me a final d20.
7.
You do end up searching for somewhere decent for about the guts of 4 hours to find somewhere good to camp. Because the problem with this forest is a lot of the areas are like either heavily excavated and there's little like small saplings there, don't offer much protection at all, and other bits are like so dense and thick that if you lit a fire, you'd be at risk of like burning the canopy above you. So you have to find somewhere that's suitable for that, but also sheltered and protected. It takes you some time. But as you keep searching and moving along through, you eventually find your way to like a natural kind of like a large snowy hillside, and like on the like lowest part of the actual like berm itself, there's like a small little probably was once a cave but has collapsed, so like it's like a little like almost like a little divot into the actual thing itself that's protected from the elements a bit more. It's got like a natural like it's like a cave mouth, but it only maybe goes back about 15 foot or so, but it's just enough to give you a little bit of shelter. You could get a good fire going in there. It's far enough in the canopy, it's not going to start any fires, but it's close enough that you could easily chop on a tree and bring the firewood closer. And it's also sheltered from the environment. It's not going to have like a big wind chill with the like hill behind you as well, especially if you had a tent or anything like that to pop in front like to act as a windbreaker. It would be a great place to camp. You think you could sleep really comfortably here.
Right, this looks like a great spot.
It is now
Let's
coming
make it
up on about 7 p.m. by the time you find this, so it probably is like, if you are planning on waking up early, maybe getting like, a fire started, getting ready to bed down, or, setting out a final chance to search. But it is beginning to get dark.
Alright. Let's chop down that tree and see if this Tabor can get the moose here.
Okay. I'll grab the axe and I start chopping.
Yep, Scratch will join him.
An athletics check. Scratch, do you have proficiency in athletics? Or like lumberjack tools?
I've got proficiency in athletics.
You could help Scratch, but Scratch couldn't help you.
I think I'm gonna do it myself because mine's higher anyway.
You're
With strength.
She would let him.
19.
You start chopping down a big, like fir tree. You know, you start hacking away, taking into account, you know, like the other trees around you, and you like chop it so that it's going to fall towards the caves, so you don't have to drag any bits of wood as far after you strip down the branches, things like that. And you know, it's hard going. Like, you know, you get a good sweat going. Your arms start to like ache. Your shoulders hurt from the constant swinging over and over again. It's not like fighting with a battle axe. It's not like cleaving through flesh that kind of gives away. It's that repetitive, like dull thud and losing all your momentum as you slam into it. That, like, you know, a seasoned lumberjack definitely builds up that kind of like, you know, sense of, and even like knowing when to like not throw their weight behind it, just let the axe follow through, whereas you know, more of a martial fighter, following through with your weight to cleave as much as possible. It's slightly different. So you're still quick at doing it, but it does tire you out. You do manage to chop down the tree after probably about 30 minutes or so, and the tree it settles on the snow with like a little like kick of the wind, sending a little flurry of snowflakes up into the air that eventually slowly go and settle back down again. And as this, like, the light in the sky, that like Rime has now gone, you see kind of like coming over the night sky, this beautiful dancing aurora of greens and purples and blues as it just weaves its way across the night sky.
Good work. Now let's cut it up and make a log fire. No need to make small logs. We can just stack them up and burn them.
But I'm just gonna look up and Aurora saw like waving things, and it's gonna be like, no matter how harsh this area is, this forest is, sometimes you forget how beautiful it can also be.
Beautiful and deadly, indeed.
Yes.
So is the cold. All right.
Can I just like spend some time just like staring at the sky, just dazing, you know, just kind of switching off like for a couple of minutes or so.
Yeah.
Staring.
All right, come on, help me out before we freeze to death. All of you.
Oh, sorry, got distracted there.
Start, you know, cutting up the tree into logs to make a fire.
Yeah, I mean, just to
just
give you
helping
guys
with that bit.
time, but if you're doing nothing really else for the evening, you've got plenty of it to, like, you know, cut away and just, you know, begin to see if anything is useful to yourselves. I will need someone to roll me a d20, please.
George,
After you get a
you've
little
not done a
campfire roll going.
funny roll for a while.
It's now probably coming up around like
Rolling the
10 o'clock.
mystery dice. 13.
After you guys get the fire going, it's probably around 10 p.m. or so if you had a clock to keep an eye on things. But as you kind of like do so, what is everyone's passive perceptions?
Oof.
16.
16.
Lot of 16s.
12.
16, 16, 3.
Almost 12.
I'm blind. I have no eyes. But
Our other
do have
campaign,
devil
we
sight.
were all discussing our stats, having to do like survival shit, and we found out very quickly that our rogue put all his points in sneak and nothing else. It's like, I can be sneaky, and
Nothing
I
else.
can be sneaky.
Roll survival. How about if I do sneak?
can
Stealth.
I do sneak?
Actually, to be
Can
fair,
I-
he can be sneaky or he can do sleight of hand, which is just sneaky with your
You
hands.
all would
Micro
hear,
sneaky.
Micro
apart
sneaky.
from Bahadgor,
He's distracted by the pretty lights.
you
Yeah,
all
like,
would
la, la, la.
hear the sound of something snapping some low branches off a tree, and begin gnawing on them. You hear like the sound like the grinding of like branches on like something's teeth.
Scratch would do the hush noise, and she would send her owl, who's still around, to have a look and to not cause a scene.
Send
it's
the
an
owl out.
animal.
Are you going to look for its eyes? You're going to wait for it to feed back to you.
She will look for its eyes.
Okay. Its eyes. You see, not too far from the actual old cave. My mention is probably only about 20 foot or so. Near where the tree stump is that was felled, there is a brown bear.
That's not a moose.
She would.
And you see
You
it
know, that's Bahagor, it could be.
start
That's a lot
sniffing
of.
at the
That's
air.
a lot of.
She would return. Scratch is like staring off into the distance. The green of her eyes is like fades. Like there appears to be a bear, medved, a brown bear, over there. That's the. She'd say it quietly.
We just leave it, let it be. Hasn't done anything to us.
Perhaps.
You guys would like to try to
I'll
avoid the
try-
brown bear. I will need a stealth check.
Could
God.
Scratch
Um,
use her owl to distract the bear.
I would
Yeah.
like to. So are we in the cave?
Yeah, so the cave, it's only about 15 foot deep. It's not very deep. It's like an old cave that probably used to go deeper into the actual hillside itself and maybe started descending. But it looks like it is caved in over time. And it's now slick with like frost and ice. It's clearly happened a long time ago. You guys have like settled in here, got a little fire going, the smoke's like trickling out the actual hillside itself. And you set up any of your camping equipment, any tents you have, any bedrolls, anything like that on the cold, hard stone. At least it's fairly dry. The snow can't get you in here.
I'm going to pick up like a fairly meaty splinter or offcut from the logs, and I'm just going to put my finger over my mouth. And I'm going to cast darkness on us using my Shadow Monk feature. I can see within the spell's area
I can
when I
see
cast
as
it
well.
like this. Magical darkness, nice.
I can see it. Devil side.
And yeah, 15-foot emanation of originating from the splinter. And yeah, hopefully to help mask us as we stay quiet.
Perfect. I will say with the darkness, you guys can have advantage to your stealth check.
Cool.
Oh god, so I'm a flat roll then. Looks like I got heavy armor.
Fine.
Stealth.
15, what's advantage?
Oh, 18. Look at that.
The bear sniffs at
Stealth.
the air, and maybe it is
Stealth.
the smoke from the campfire hiding your delicious, tasty hides in their scent. Eventually, the bear just and then trundles off into the night. Need you be. Around this point, you're probably getting ready now to bed down, but it does look like this place is maybe not the safest place to leave someone without a watch.
Well, that's a handy trick. A handy trick you got there.
How long's the last 1 minute is? 1 minute, darkness.
Yeah, but I'd probably just dispel it if we didn't need it anymore, because I can
Probably
cast
takes
it
a
at will.
minute for him to like fuck off. That probably just trickles. away.
Yeah.
Before
As the
anybody would
darkness
eat down-
fades away, Mouse is like, huh, I think I'm scared of the dark.
All right. Before we head to bed, before we eat anything, Scratch would open up her palm, and she, using her magic initiate, she would cast Goodberry.
Robert.
Nice.
And she was like, "All right, eat up one of these. Should make up for a day's worth of rations, I think."
The good berries,
Yeah,
you eat
very-
them. They are not filling, but they are enough to satiate to like keep you like nutritionally full. You still are hungry, but they do at least like they don't fill you up, but they like tide over any like negative effects of starvation.
What would you given for this spell? Goodness.
I can teach you some time.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not the most
Alice
adept
will turn
to
down her good berry and eat
I'll
her
take the good
rations
berry and eat
instead.
edible food. Not on this drow's reputation. Cool. So I just realised it cost me a focus point to cast darkness, so I've deducted the focus point. Yeah. What do we want to do about like keeping up and keeping watch and stuff?
Split it between the four of us. I'm happy to go.
I know, but like in terms of order.
Yeah, there's you need to you each need to watch for 2 hours. You can all watch for 2 hours, and that will cover your full 8 hours rest.
I'll take the first. I'll
I
take the
can
first
take
watch.
2 watches if somebody really needs to sleep.
I
No, I'm
Don't.
alright. I'll do my fair share.
I'll take the first watch. You guys
alright.
go take a rest.
I'll take second then. How about that?
I'll come and wake you up.
Alright, thanks. Who am I waking up after me?
You can wake me up.
Alright then. Will do.
Right.
So who's taking watches in what order?
So it's going to be Bodger. Sorry, Bahagor, then Bodger.
Bodger.
Badger, then Vodger.
Badger and Bodger.
I used to know a guy called Bahador, like that was his actual
I
name.
was going to say,
Bahador.
Bahador. So every time I hear him, I just think of my friend Baz. It's like, oh, how's Baz doing?
Good old Baz.
yeah, that's your new nickname then. Baz. At least my nickname.
Malice
is-
third and Scratch.
Maybe Boz.
Yeah.
Baz and Boz.
Yeah. I'll double check how it is with the familiar when it disappears.
I believe I'm familiar lasts indefinitely until
No,
it drops
the
3 hit
druid-
points, right?
The druidic one has a specification. Disappears when you finish a long rest, so issue would have it keep watch over the night.
Perfect. Yeah, the owl will keep an extra little eye. So the owl has advantage. It has a personal perception, so it will just give advantage to everyone's individual watch. Probably makes more sense.
Mhm.
Because it only has a +5 bonus anyway, so it's the exact same as a passive advantage. So let's see. 2 to 3 hours. In the sense of stuff that will actually happen, I will need 2 d20 rolls, please.
Okay, roll one.
I did the last
Rob.
one.
Do 20. Boom. 17.
So, Bahagor, nothing happens on your watch, and you eventually go wake Bodger. Bodger, there is potentially something going to happen on your watch just because of the time that has fallen upon it. I would need you to make me a perception check with advantage, please.
Perception check with advantage. 19.
19. Just outside of the camp, you see, kind of like in the late hours of night, there's a little small snowshoe hare hopping along, and then maybe about 15 foot behind it, stalking it through the snow, you see the white, low form of an Arctic fox.
White animals! Those could be a moose! Kill them!
The moose!
The snow is white. It is the moose. Kill the snow.
Everything is the moose!
Do you
My
anything
hair
at
is
all?
white,
Just that
I am
nature.
the
I am-
moose!
I am the moose. Forget I'm the walrus. So yeah, I'm gonna let it happen. Nature takes its course.
Roll me a d6.
3.
The
That's a middling number.
fox wriggles, leaps, jumps on top of the snow. There's a big buff of snow, and then you see the fox head rears up, looks around, and you see just like scarping at speed, the little snowshoe hare just runs away, and the fox looks around and then loses it in the trees, and then just kind of like starts sniffing on the air and starts pacing roughly after it, but has clearly lost track of it.
Not today, I guess. Never mind, Mr. Fox. You'll have your day.
Another couple hours pass. Malice, your watch at the as you are like about to wake up Scratch, though, there's a chance something will happen, so I'll need you to roll me a d20, someone, to see if anything might happen at that time.
Anybody rolling it?
19.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
19, eh?
Oh.
Ooh, that's good.
Oh.
That's a good one.
Is it?
Hey, it might be good, it might be bad.
I need you
Good
to
for the
roll me-
DM.
I
Roll me
hate,
a d4, please.
I hate rolling the mystery ones because it's like, I rolled high, that's good, bad, and in between.
Just roll,
When
just
the
roll me a
DM
d4,
starts
Malice.
smiling,
Roll me a d4.
what's good for the goose
3.
is bad for the moose.
What's good for the moose is bad for the party.
3 ice trolls appear.
And I will need that perception check, please.
This is where I roll really low and he's like, you don't see anything.
And
Yep,
then
2 for an 8.
Oh wow.
Oh, I need to roll a group stealth check for this thing, so it's fine.
Oh wow. Group stuff.
3 stealthy ice trolls.
Giant 3 ice giants appear.
All on the back of albino moose.
Afraid giant foxes.
It was just 3
So,
meese in a
with-
trench coat all
So
along.
I just rolled I rolled this group's stealth checks. I rolled 2 1s, a 2, and a 4 alongside some other numbers. So the average all added together is 7.5. So even though I
Ha!
rounded up to an 8,
Ha!
it's still good. But you hear, Malice, the sounds of stuff moving nearby the entrance to the cave. You hear them like approaching, like something like these, like a couple of footfalls and things are crunching on fresh snow. You gonna go have a little peek, or are you going to rely on your oil friend to come warn you? Bear in mind that you haven't woken Scratch up yet. This is like just as you're about to wake Scratch up, this happens.
I'll go peek.
Okay. Are you trying to do it stealthily, or are you
Yes.
just sure? Stealth check, please.
At 20.
Nice.
You like
Good job.
pause, peek around. You may be like, what weapon do you have?
I have a mace.
Okay, maybe not super useful for what I was thinking. I was thinking you could have like had a dagger and like use it to like reflect, like, you know, a little mirror.
No, I have a spiky ball.
Yeah,
that I
that
would
would
A
help.
smack
very
people
shiny.
with.
It's basically a disco ball.
Yeah.
I have a shield. I could possibly reflect.
Yeah, you can
things
maybe
in
like use the
that.
inside of the shield, like peek out. You peek around the corner and you see slinking close to the berm of the hill, approaching the actual campsite where you are. There is a pack of wolves all moving together, and they're about to go right in front of the entryway. Don't think they know that you're there, but they're definitely hunting the scent of something.
Okay.
I mean, just wolves, fine. But what if it's dire wolves?
They only look like medium-sized beasts. At least in the reflection of your shield. Wake people up, or you're just gonna hope that they slip on by?
Going to hold my ground and hope that they pass. But I prepare to cast a cantrip. Is that a thing?
That would fall into your initiative, so that would basically be as part. So if you wanted to, these things don't know you're here. So if you made the attack right now, you could effectively get surprise on them. If you woke your group up quickly, you could try to surprise them right now. But if you leave it any longer, there's a risk they might discover you before combat begins, and then they would not be surprised. And the sleeping members of your party would probably be surprised because they don't know what the fuck's going on. But they might just walk on by if you just stay quiet.
Can I try to stealth back inside?
Creep
to
back
wake
inside.
people up?
You creep back in. If you're not 20, you just, you're not on anything strange or startling. Otherwise, you creep in. Who do you want to make up first?
I'll try to wake up Scratch
Sure.
as like
Roll me a
gently as possible.
d4, please. Actually, roll me a d6.
Great.
Okay. You go to wake up Scratch. You gently shake her awake. Scratch stirs.
Ah,
How does Scratch wake up?
She's probably like
There is a
startles
one-eyed drow not too far from your face.
Good wording, my witch.
You
right?
will, and then just whisper, wolves.
And Scratch, as she says that, and you're like laying on your back, like looking up, you like look like behind her, and she's like squatted down like shaky wig, and you see standing at the entrance of the cave mouth, all staring at you, their eyes twinkling in the aurora above, 7 wolves, all staring you down. They howl loudly
You
and
woke up the
they
dog.
begin to charge. And that is where we're going to end today's episode. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye-bye.
Wow.